Welcome to the field, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, under the direction of head coach Stanton Stevens.
And welcome back to William Blount High School. David Clary, Scott Munger here. We're just moments away from the start of this ball game. The captains are getting ready to head on out to the center of the field. Oak Ridge is already onto the field, and William Blount's about to come onto the field to our right. Scott, the captains are heading out to the center of the field.
Beautiful field, beautiful night to play. We still got about 3.5 minutes before kickoff. Oak Ridge's crowd is a little bit better than I thought. I actually brought quite a few people. And the first time that I can ever remember, the two bands joined each other in doing the national anthem, and I thought they did an outstanding job.
Captains are out on the field for the William Blount Governors. Help me here, number 56, I believe, is out there. And for him, that is Dustin White. Also for them, number 7, Darren Garner. Also starting as a captain is Cole Lail for the Wildcats. I'm kind of screened a bit across the field. Looks like Morgan Barcio might be one of those captains. As I look across the field, you might want to help me here. Looks like we also have Jermichael Porter, also David Irby. And the fourth captain is William Blount is coming onto the field now. Fourth captain for the Wildcat is Morgan Barcio. One other captain out on the field. The toss of the coin has just been made. The other captain is number 81, and I believe that is Cam Caldwell tonight, as the toss of the coin has been made, and the William Blount Governors will be receiving, and we're just moments away from getting underway here from William Blount High School. Last time we were here, a tough loss for the Wildcats, but since we were here, they've improved on their facilities here. They have made a second level on the press boxes, giving everybody plenty of room.
Plenty of room, very nice. They've added a whole nother level, and actually the old press box, you can't even, it's right behind us, it's not even in use, but they've added 2 different levels. Beautiful job. It blends in well with what they already had here, and nice facilities. It's one-sided, but the scenery's good. This is I enjoy coming over here and watch these ball games.
And just a pleasant night for football here once again as the two teams get ready to get set. There's some concerns, I think, coming into this ball game. This is a scary team to play. William Blount comes in 0-6. They played Farragut extremely well a week ago, but any 0-6 team is scary, especially on their home field.
Well, it is, and I think this team may have been overlooked had they not played. It was 13-0 at halftime against Farragut. I would think that would catch the attention of all the Oak Ridge players, and you cannot expect to just come over here and win this ball game. They've got to play, especially the way the Oak Ridge has been struggling on the offense.
Ryan Wilson will kick off for the Wildcats. He'll be kicking from right to left. I read someplace that William Blount, by their strength of the schedule, by their computer rankings, had the toughest strength of schedule in the entire state of Tennessee in 5A. Fielded at the 10, up to the 15, to the 20. Moving the ball at the field is Robbie Irwin, and he is blasted at the 20. The ball comes squirting loose, but I think William Blount will get the ball once again, and recovering the ball is Caleb Latham, and Stephen Bedford is there for the stop for the Wildcats, and onto the field will come the William Blount Governors. William Blount just had, the last several years, just had a phenomenal team. This year has been a year of injuries for the William Blount Governors and rebuilding as well.
Yeah, they've had some very good players last year. They just had a great football team, and a lot of those players are coming back, but some of those guys are hurt, so I believe their go-to guy is out. Could have played, but is going to be out with this ball game.
He was one of the captains of the ball game. As they're going to pass on the first down, they're going to break through across the 20 up to the 25-yard line, moving up the field to the 30, up to the 34. That time, the quarterback, who has been out all year, Zach Witt, he is a 6'1", 175-pounder. Got his first start of the year last week against Farragut, and obviously he's made a big difference for them, and he picks up a first down.
Well, they run that spread offense, and if you're not doing your assignment on every play, you're going to get burned. It's really difficult to defend, and there's a lot of fakes, and a quarterback can go either way. And that time he dropped back, the pocket collapsed behind him, and he went ahead and picked up a nice gain.
First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 34-yard line. Handoff goes to the running back. He finds a little bit of a hole, moves the ball across the 37-yard line, close to the 38, where the stop is made by the Wildcats. Stop is made by Nathaniel Johnson, 5'11", 170-pounder. Robbie Irwin was the ball carrier. Zach Hughes also on the stop. It's a gain of about 4.5 yards. It'll bring up second down, 5.5 yards to go. 11:20 to play in the first quarter. Just underway, Oak Ridge and the William Blount Governors. Region 2 action here on prepradio.com, Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15 and FM 91.3. Second down, 5.5 yards to go. Quarterback back to pass, feeling pressure, rolls to his right, fires a pass. It's going to be thrown incomplete, out of bounds, had no place to go, and tossed it out of bounds. We'll have the opportunity looking down on the field. The Wildcats have Charles Bailey in the ball game, starting along with James Norman. David Irby getting a start at defensive end. Haven't seen him on the defensive side of the ball since he was hurt, I believe, in the Heritage ball game. Also, the linebackers are Harder, Hughes, and Card. The secondary, DeMarcus Rogers, Tyler Clark, Cameron Gregg, and one other player across the field. It might be Michael Gibson. It might be Tay Harris. I can't see the number. It'll be third down at about 5.5 yards to go. Setting up to pass across the middle. Pass is caught for a first down. Up the field, they move the ball across the 50-yard line up to the 48 before Chris Harder makes a stop on Jonathan Rideout, 5'10", junior player. Harder makes a stop. Chris was a 5'10", 192-pounder. Too much time to throw that time. He was just straight drop in the pocket, looked and found his receiver, and quickly to the line will come William Blount. In Oak Ridge territory at the 48-yard line, they're going to pass. Little screen pass is caught by number 20. He moves the ball across the 45 up to the 43 before Zach Hughes makes a stop as Dalton Wheeler makes a stop, and William Blount moving crisply up the field.
They really are, but doing a lot of things. Everything's a run, and the quarterback has got a real long delivery. So if he gets somebody in his face, I think Oak Ridge really needs to attack him and make him throw the ball a little quicker.
Second down, 6 yards to go. The handoff goes to number 32 for them, Adam Worth. The stop is made by Nathaniel Johnson of the Wildcats. As Oak Ridge substitutes back in the ball game, looks like James Norman comes in, and David Irby will check out of the game. Third down, about 5.5 yards to go. 10-11 to play. We're in the first quarter, just underway from William Blount High School. Quarterback to pass, cross the way, pass is caught at the 40 to the 35-yard line. Breaks several tackles, moves the ball up to the 30, and that is another first down on a third down conversion by the William Blount Governors. The stop is finally made by DeMarcus Rogers at the Oak Ridge 30. It'll be 1st and 10, William Blount. And their quarterback comes limping out of the ball game. He getting his first start last week, and out will come Zach Witt, new guy in the game. In number 15, he's going to set up a screen. The pass is caught, but number 32 breaks the tackle, moves the ball across the 20 to the 15 to the 10 to the 5 into the end zone. That is a touchdown for William Blount. The Governors march down the field and score, although there is a flag on the play.
Really, really nice play set up that time. They just let the pursuit come to the quarterback, and then the quarterback dumps it over his head as a screen. And then as soon as the receiver gets the ball, he stops and makes a nice little move, and actually has another nice move about the 15-yard line, sprints into the end zone, but unfortunately for the Governors, this will come back. There is a hold on the play, so that will negate the William Blount touchdown.
William Blount quarterback Zach Witt comes back in the ball game, and they're already up to the line, 1st and 10. Ball is at the 20-yard line. Witt back to pass, looks across the middle, pass is caught right in the middle of the field at around the 21-yard line. The stop is made as the catch is made once again by number Dylan Livesey, I believe, number 36, Nathaniel Johnson, another tackle for the Wildcats, and they're just picking on the center part of the Oak Ridge defense, as once again, William Blount has it, second down at about 2 yards to go. Quarterback rolls to his left, might run, now he's going to throw into the end zone, in the corner, the ball is there, pass is caught, and it is a touchdown for William Blount. 9:17 to play, and William Blount leads Oak Ridge 6-0.
Very, very impressive drive, David, that time by William Blount. Just picked Oak Ridge apart. They're on the touchdown. They ran a flag pattern, and the free safety was late getting over there. The ball hung up and had a chance to make a play. Nice throw, nice catch, 6 points for the Governors.
And they'll attempt the extra point here. 9:17 to play. We're in the first quarter, 6-0. William Blount on top, and they'll go for the extra point. They took the opening kickoff, drove down the field about 80 yards, and they'll go for the extra point. 6-0 is our score. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is on its way, it's up, and it is good. 7-0 our score. 9:17 to play, first quarter. William Blount on top. We'll be back to William Blount High School in 60 seconds. It's a long story while I'm having to do this. This is the last thing. I've done this 2 weeks in a row. Instead of our mixers are not. William Blount High School, David Clary along with Scott Munger. We've got our engineer back at the station is Tim Yunkin. We've got Lucas Forstrom with us, Taylor Lane, Connor Goldmeyer. Zach Albrecht is here along with Mike Sheehan. Nick Suttles rode with us as well. He's down on the field, and Oak Ridge trails 7-0, a 78-yard, 9-play drive resulting in a touchdown for the William Blount Governors. And Oak Ridge trails 7-0, and Oak Ridge getting ready to receive the William Blount kick. Here it is. It's high, short, angling over to the right side. It's going to be fielded on a bounce, and then it rolls out of bounds at around the 9-yard line. It must have hit a Wildcat return man, but it skidded out of bounds, and it'll be Oak Ridge with terrible field position to start this one at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, David, it looks like Tay Harris was up, one of the up guys, and he started back, and then it actually ended up bouncing right before it got to Tyrus Henderson, and evidently it hit him. And like you mentioned, Oak Ridge starts off horribly at their own 10-yard line.
William Blount has won the last 2 meetings between the two schools, including last year's game at Blankenship Field. Their first ever win over Oak Ridge came 2 years ago on this field. As the Wildcats come to the line, the quarterback will be Tyler Clark. DeMarcus Rogers getting the start as the tailback. The Wildcats 2 receivers split to the right. Ridge has a single man to the left. Shotgun formation for DeMarcus, the lone man. Tyler Clark is one of the running backs. DeMarcus is going to run the ball at the field and be hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped at that point. Maybe a yard at most. Direct snap to DeMarcus. The stop is made by the Brock Gordley, 6'1", 200-pound senior. It's a gain of about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 yards to go. We're on prepradio.com. We're on Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. We're on FM 91.3. The Wildcats take on Soddy Daisy next week. That game will be played at Blankenship Field. We'll hope you'll be there. 2 receivers split to the left for the Wildcats, a single man to the right. Once again, lone man in the backfield is DeMarcus Rogers. He hands it off to the back. He's hit in the backfield and dropped for a big loss. Back at the 4-yard line, Wildcats, as the flag went down on the play. Wildcats coming out, new offense, new formations, and the Wildcats have not looked good on the first 2 plays.
Well, they haven't. Just direct snapping the ball back to DeMarcus Rogers, and at that time, Michael Gibson comes in motion and hands it off to him. As he was making his cut, he slips, and there is a flag on the play. And David, I can't see. I've got a big wall right in front of me, so it's against Oak Ridge, and I would assume that William Blount will decline that penalty.
Illegal procedure, the call against the Wildcats. Ball is resting at the 4-yard line now. It'll be 3rd down and about 15 yards to go. 8:25 to play. We're in the first quarter of this ball game here at William Blount High School. So Wildcats come to the line. Set the offensive line for you a minute. Once again, a single receiver split to the left, single to the right. Actually 3 out that way. Tyler Clark is in a quarterback, and I think the Wildcats are going to have to use one of their timeouts. Wildcats will be faced with 3rd and about 16 yards to go. Scott, the Wildcats down 7-0 early here in the first quarter.
I can't tell you how impressed I was with that drive of William Blount. Ran a couple plays. Quarterback had to scramble for a 1st down. One of the plays that I thought was a big play in that drive, young quarterback sophomore, rolls out, nobody's open, and instead of trying to force it somewhere, he throws it up into the bleachers. Comes back on the next play, picks up about a 7-yard 1st down. Next took a couple plays to go in and score. So even though the kid's a sophomore, did a really good job and kept that drive going and ended up scoring on the drive. Oak Ridge, thus far, has run 2 plays. Not looked great. That direct snap to DeMarcus back there. Now you got 3rd and 15. So obviously it's a big play. Need to convert a 1st down here.
Guys, I look at their team, William Blount. They don't look very big at all. I mean, they look very, very small.
Well, you know, the one person that we've not mentioned yet, Cole L. May be the best player in this region. I guarantee he's the best defensive player in the region. Unbelievable linebacker. Just right after the season last year, had some type of infection or whatever it was, almost lost his life. I mean, really, it was touch and go there for a while. Obviously, he's doing really well. Nice to see him back on the field performing well.
Tyler's in at quarterback. He's got DeMarcus Rogers back in the backfield with him. Single man to the left. Clark back to pass in the end zone, rolls to his right, might run, looks, fires a pass, intercepted by the William Blount Governors at the 10-yard line, and he's going to take it out of bounds at about the 8. That time, Tyler rolled to his right. Joseph Baskin intercepts it, and they've got it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Well, you know, we just talked about the quarterback for them, you know, didn't have anything, throws it out of bounds. You really wish you had this play to do over. Tyler tried to force something in there. I'm not sure who the receiver was, kind of hard to see, but, you know, he tried to force it in there, gets picked off. Now they've got great field position. Looks like the ball is on the, David, I can't see from here, was it the 7-yard line? So nice job, big play for the Governors.
7:57 to play. We're in the first quarter. 7-0 as our score. Oak Ridge back on defense. Once again, the Governors lead it 7-0. And here's the snap to the quarterback. It's over his head. He's going to have to fall on it back here at the 20-yard line. So that's a big loss on a very bad snap. The defender back there to make sure he didn't go anywhere was Jeffrey Card. It'll be 2nd down, goal to go. The ball's at the 20, about the 18-yard line. If you remember last year, because of special teams, Oak Ridge jumped on William Blount 10-0 early on in the ball game, and then it was all William Blount after that. You remember the block punt by Tyler Clark. Tony Carson ran it in for a touchdown. Then they had another bad snap on a punt, and the Wildcats hit a field goal by Will Hudson. Quarterback to pass, screen pass out of the backfield, complete across the 20 to the 15 to the 10 to the 6-yard line, and that is where he's tackled. It'll be, once again, Tyler Clark there on the stop. It'll bring up 3rd down, goal to go for the William Blount Governors. The ball at the 6-yard line. The Wildcats came out with DeMarcus Rogers on offense, as Matt Hassenstop is the man who makes the reception. Wildcats came out with a new formation on offense and didn't get much done, and then the turnover. Just can't give the ball away so deep in your own territory. Tyler threw his interception rolling out of the zone end zone as they're about to pass. He looks into the end zone, floats it up there. That should be picked off, and it is at the 1-yard line. That was a mistake by the sophomore. He got pressure, I believe, from Nathaniel Johnson and Chris Harder, and because of that, he threw a very weak pass into the end zone, easily picked off by Oak Ridge. Not great. Well, they're going to say it's at the 20. It was in the end zone, so the Wildcats will get better field position at the 20 and dodged a bullet there.
Well, they really did. I tell you, a mistake that time. We talked about the quarterback play. Did one thing good, one thing bad. That play maybe cost them 3 points, obviously well within field goal distance. And the quarterback just throws one up there, didn't have anything, was being pressured, and the pass was very, very much underthrown. And DeMarcus goes up at the highest point and picks it. Maybe Oak Ridge gets a break there. It looks to me like he tried to come out of there and could have had the ball on about the half-a-yard line.
Once again, DeMarcus, the lone man and the running back. He's going to roll to his right, give it off to LaMichael Gibson. LaMichael Gibson gets back to the 20 and beyond that to around the 24-yard line. Wildcats a little shy, a little short on the running back position. Of course, as the stop is made by Tim Hassett. Last week's ball game, and we heard this, Jarrell Williams broke his collarbone in practice this week. The second team running back, tailback, Tay Harris turned his ankle. And so they've gone with DeMarcus taking direct snaps, something we haven't seen him do, I don't think, all year. As the Wildcats have 3 receivers split to the left. One of them is Morgan Guyman. Handoff goes once again. No, it's DeMarcus running the ball himself, and he moves the ball for close to a first down. He's going to be knocked down at around the 26-yard line. Johnny Van, LaMichael Gibson, Morgan Guyman were all in as receivers. Wildcats have James Norman on the line. The Wildcats also have Cody Roach on the line. As Cole Lale makes a stop for the Governors, it'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. 6 minutes to play. We're in the first quarter, 7-0. Oak Ridge trailing the William Blount Governors. Jakari McClanahan checks into the game as a receiver for the Wildcats. Tony Carson is also in the lineup for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge substitutes Morgan Guyman, taking a little time getting the play to the line. Here they come once again.
12 men in the huddle. It looks like Oak Ridge had 12 men in the huddle. I'm surprised they didn't get called for that. As Guyman was off the field, now goes back on the field. They're going to have to call timeout here, David.
Already used one of their timeouts as Tyler Clark. 3rd down and 4, back to pass, feeling pressure. Nice pass to LaMichael Gibson, 1st down. Moves the ball across the 35-yard line up to the 36 for Yusuf Baskin makes a stop. 1st and 10, Oak Ridge.
I'm not familiar with that rule, but Oak Ridge clearly had 12 people in the huddle. Morgan goes off the field and then comes back. But, well, evidently, if he came back on the field, they only had 10. So maybe we're wrong.
Now a flag goes down on the play. Tossed in. They're going to say, like you said, illegal participation against the Wildcats. And
so they did have 12 people.
The Wildcats will be penalized, and kind of a late flag, but you were right on top of it, Scott. The official finally threw it in there, and the yardage is walked back to the 21-yard line.
I think it's the right call, but how can you call that after the play is already over? That's a play that's got to be called before the play starts. So I don't get that one.
Third down, 9 yards to go now. 5:22 to play. We're in the first quarter. The ball is at the 21-yard line. Oak Ridge moving right to left here, wearing their all Cardinal pants, white jerseys, Cardinal numerals. The William Blount Governors wearing their blue pants, orange jerseys, white numerals. Here comes Oak Ridge to the line. Third down, 9 yards to go. 5:07 to play. First quarter, 7-0 is our score. The Wildcats trailing William Blount. Tyler Clark, 3 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the right. Tyler back to pass, looks, rolling to his right, looks, wants to run it, now stops, dumps it, pass is going to be incomplete. DeMarcus was the intended receiver at the 40-yard line, kind of dumped over the top of him. Tyler had to run all the way to his sideline to dump that pass, and the Wildcats will be forced to punt.
Not a bad improvisation there, and Clark rolls out to his right and sees nothing there, so finally DeMarcus Rogers got behind one of the defensive backs, and Tyler tried to lob it over his head just a little bit too high for him. Is that a word? Improvisation. How was that? There we go.
Here comes Ryan Wilson to punt. Nice driving kick. Is going to be fielded at the 44-yard line. Big block. He moves the ball up the field to the 40, 35, 30. And looks like the Wildcats make the stop at around the 23-yard line. The stop is made by D. Shannon. I'm not sure that exactly if that's D or not. Might have been Shaquille Dews. He was wearing 28 in the junior varsity ball game on Monday. D's number is 28. I did see him at practice yesterday, so it could have been. But William Blount has good field position. Not the best punt, but a nice return by William Blount. And once again, ball is at around the 24-yard line of Oak Ridge. They already lead Oak Ridge 7-0. Handoff goes to the running back around the edge. Tries to turn the ball up the field, runs into Chris Harder right at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of only about 2. Ball carrier, once again, was Adam Worth. He is a senior. They list him at 5'9". He looks a little smaller than that. That's what they list him as. They also have a receiver split out to the left. They list him at 5'7", 140. That's Robbie Irwin. They don't have a whole lot of big guys out here as their quarterback brings them up once again. That is number 12, Zach Witt, 6'1", 175-pounder, one lone running back with him. Witt rolls to his left, wants to run it, stumbles forward and doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down at about 9 yards to go. 3:53 to play first quarter, 7-0, William Blount on top.
That play just didn't look right. It looks like the quarterback wanted to actually give it off and then maybe bump. There was a little collision between the quarterback and the running back. Decided to run the ball, and once he did, he started stumbling, and the play never got off the ground.
It'll be third down, about 9.5 yards to go for the Governors. The ball is at the 24-yard line of Oak Ridge. The Wildcats trail 7-0. Quarterback Witt rolls to his left, has running room, but he's going to pass it instead. The catch is made at the 15-yard line. He's about a yard, maybe 2 yards short of a first down, right at the 15-yard line, but he is shy by about a yard. Tyler Clark on the stop for the Wildcats. It will be fourth down, 1.5 yards to go. 3:04 to play and counting in the first quarter, and they don't even hesitate. Fourth down and about 1.5 yards to go. Quarterback Witt waiting, and now we'll call a timeout. The Governors call a timeout. We'll take it with them. Yep, they're not going to call a timeout, although the coach was out on the field. Fourth down and 1.5 yards to go. Witt from the shotgun once again. He's got one receiver to the right, actually two to the left. Witt back to pass, feeling pressure, fires a pass complete for a first down. The middle of the field has been there, and Chris Harder makes the stop on number 86 for the Governors, Jonathan Rideoff, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Governors. The ball at the Oak Ridge 12-yard line. Once again, the Governors marching up the field after this, so the Wildcats saw them get a nice punt return. Wildcats down 7-0, 2:35 to play first quarter. William Blount is winless. They're 0-6 coming into this game as the Governor quarterback, Witt, hands it off to the back, breaks a tackle, and doesn't get past the second wave of Wildcats, and in fact, he'll be dropped. Zach Hughes is there on the stop, along with a couple other Wildcats. It'll be second down at about 12 yards to go. 2:14 to play, first quarter. Wildcats down 7-0. I told you this before the game, and I'm going to tell you this here in a second when I get a chance. William Blount's offense is so quick, you don't really get a chance to talk much. Witt from the shotgun once again. 2nd and 12 will pass. pass, a little screen pass, is dropped. It'll be incomplete, 3rd down and 12. Tonight, a lot of the students at Oak Ridge High School, and actually in Anderson County, are headed up to the Young Life Camp, Windy Gap. And for whatever reason, on the night that Oak Ridge goes to Windy Gap, I think a lot of the players who are going after the ball game are not really into the ball game. And so far here early, William Blount has really taken the fight to them.
You know, how can you only guaranteed 10 games? You work all year. How can you not be ready to play a football game? I don't get it.
Where it rolls, there's a guy wide open in the end zone. The pass goes to him. He can't make the catch, and it's almost intercepted. Great effort out there. If number 11 was the intended receiver, that is Zach Thomason, and if the ball was drilled just a little bit more, that is an easy touchdown. Bascom out there as the kicker will come into the ball game. They'll be attempting a field goal. Let's see where they'll put the block down. It's going to be off the right hash. We'll put it down at around the 22-yard line, making this a 32-yard kick by Brad Smith, 5'6", 145-pounder. The holder is number 9, Brandon. Well, it says Pellegrini on here. Ball is at the 22-yard line. 32-yard field goal by William Blount. Here's the kick. It's on its way. It's up, and it's up, and it is good. William Blount leads Oak Ridge 10-0. A minute 44 to play. We're in the first quarter, and we'll be back to William Blount High School following this 60-second timeout.
For the Wildcats.
And the Governor's getting ready to kick to the Wildcats, and Oak Ridge down 10-0. Exactly the same score it was in the first quarter a year ago, except Oak Ridge was up 10-0.
Well, right now Oak Ridge just looks out of sync. They haven't got a first down. The offense is once again just struggling, and right now Oak Ridge's defense doesn't have an answer for William Blount's offense. A big return here as Tyrus Henry breaks up the right sideline.
Across the 50 to the 45 and pushed out of bounds actually before the 45-yard line. Tyrus Henderson returns it to the 46-yard line of William Blount, just right up the Oak Ridge sideline across the field. And the Wildcats finally have good field position.
Well, you know, maybe that's going to jumpstart these guys. They kind of look like they sleptwalked through the first 8 minutes of the first quarter. They got to have something positive here. Need to get this offense. Let's find something that works and just try to perfect it and make it happen. Right now you don't know what to expect from this offense.
Well, it looks like they're going to come back in their regular offense now. They're going to come back with Tyler Clark at quarterback. Looks like Tay Harris is back there with them. The Wildcats have Tucker Trent, Morgan Guyman, DeMarcus Rogers split to the left, a single man to the right. Tyler Clark will pass. Floats it to DeMarcus, who makes the catch, and he's across the 40, down to the William Blount 37-yard line before he is stopped by Caleb Elkins of the Governors. He might be about a yard short of a first down. It'll bring up second down at about a yard, maybe 2 yards to go for a first. A minute 15 to play first quarter, 10-0. William Blount on top. The 0-6 Governors against the 3-3 Wildcats. Region 2 action here from William Blount High School. Next week we'll be at home as the Wildcats take on the Saudi Daisy Trojans. Second down, it is 2 yards to go. The ball at the Governor 38-yard line. Tyler Clark at quarterback. Tay Harris with him at running back. Tyler to pass, feeling pressure. Bullet pass is incomplete. A little bit short to the intended receiver, Morgan Guyman. It'll bring up third down at about 2 yards to go.
Tough luck, just a little bit too far behind Morgan. Morgan's running just straight down the seam, and he was open. Not a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback. Just couldn't quite come up with that throw across the middle.
Tucker Trent back in the ball game as a receiver along with Jakari McClanahan. Jakari is splitting out to the right along with Morgan Guyman. In a slot to the right is DeMarcus Rogers. Tucker's here to the left. Lone running back for the Wildcats, Tay Harris. Third down 2 for Tyler Clark. Facing a run, he moves the ball for a first down. Tyler Clark does. He looked at the hole opened up on the right side of the line, and he rolled past his center, Aaron Kurzak, for the Wildcat first down. We're down to 45.5 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Wildcats inside the Governor 35-yard line. The ball's at the 34. Darrell Thompson in as a receiver for the Wildcats, and he's going to split out to the far right along with Morgan Guyman and DeMarcus Rogers. Tay Harris in the backfield to the left side, a receiver. That's LaMichael Gibson. Tyler Clark, senior quarterback, got his first start ever as a Wildcat at quarterback on this field 2 years ago. As Tyler's got running room. Now he's going to throw it to a wide open man. The pass is overthrown, and it's incomplete. In and out of the fingertips of the intended receiver down at the around at the 15-yard line. Thompson was the intended receiver. It'll bring up second down 10. You know, if Tyler had elected to tuck it and run, he probably would have picked up a first down, but then he looked, and there was Thompson just wide open on the sideline.
Yeah, but, you know, when I looked here, it looks like he could have run for days, but then they had a whole stream of linebackers, about 3 of them, about 10 yards past where Tyler was. So those guys would have come up, maybe gotten 4 or 5 yards. I think they would have closed fairly quickly, but not a bad pass, just a little bit too high.
Second down, 10 yards to go for Oak Ridge. The ball at the William Blount 34-yard line. Tay Harris, sophomore running back in the backfield with senior quarterback Tyler Clark. Tyler rolls to his right, looks, fires, pass. Morgan Guyman caught at the 30-yard line, breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, and picks up a first down. Nice little run after the catch by the junior receiver Morgan Guyman. That should be an Oak Ridge first down at the 23-yard line as number 54 for them makes the stop. Chad Carver with 14 seconds to play. Morgan Guyman has picked up an Oak Ridge first down.
Nice reception that time. Morgan catches the ball, and as soon as he does, sidesteps one guy and then sidesteps the other way, breaks free, brings up a first and finally another first down for the Wildcats as they've got the ball on the William Blount 22-yard line.
Once again, they'll come up. Tyler Clark at quarterback. 3 receivers to the left once again, including Guyman. LaMichael Gibson. It's Tay Harris carrying the ball. He moves the ball up to the 20-yard line on the final play of the first quarter. We've played 1 quarter of football here at William Blount High School. So far, it's been all Governors, but the Wildcats are knocking on the door. They trail William Blount 10-0, and we'll be back to William Blount High School in 60 seconds. Back here at William Blount High School, the second quarter about to get set here. The Wildcats in their best drive. Wildcats got away from the offense they started the game with, put Tyler back in the shotgun, and they've been able to move the ball.
Yeah, the receivers are getting open, and it looks like what they've done so far is they put trips on one side and the single receiver on the other side, and work in the middle of the field and doing the out route. So this drive is set up by the long kickoff return by Tyrus Henderson.
Tyler drops straight back to pass. Now we'll run it. Moves the ball across the 20 to the 15-yard line down to around the 12 where he is tackled at that point by the William Blount Governors. 10-0 William Blount on top. We're in the second quarter. Appreciate you listening to our broadcast wherever you might be. If you're listening to us on the internet tonight, we appreciate that. As the balls move forward to around the 12-yard line. And then let's see. I believe they're going to bring the chains out on the field to measure. Wildcats down 10-0 here in this one. Stan Stevens, the head coach of the Wildcats, in his 4th year as the head coach, took over for Coach Bruce Lucier, who incidentally coaches at Father Ryan now. Tonight, or this weekend, Chris Layton, former line coach, is getting married. So congratulations to Chris.
Congratulations to Chris.
And he, of course, now coaching with Coach Lucier down at Father Ryan.
As is, I guess, Coach Younger. Right.
Coach Younger's with Coach.
So with Coach Gaddis, right.
Coach Gaddis has a 6-0 Henry County team going against an undefeated 6-0 Brighton team out of Memphis, and that's 2 top 4 teams. Henry County, Coach Gaddis' team is number 2, Brighton is number 4. Big game for them going on tonight out in Paris. It'll be short of a first down by about a half a yard. Third down, about a half a yard to go. Tyler Clark behind center, and William Blount drops off sides. That's going to give Oak Ridge the first down.
Can't do that. Can't do that down there. It's third and about 2 inches, and the left defensive end over there jumps. So Oak Ridge will now have a first down inside of the 10-yard line on the 6-yard line of the Governors. And
they move the chains. It'll be first down goal to go. The ball's at the 6-yard line. 11:38 to play second quarter. 10-0 as the Wildcats trail William Blount here at William Blount High School. Region 2 action here. A big game for both teams. Oak Ridge is 2-1 in region play. The Governors looking for their first win in the region, their first win overall. Tay Harris slips as he gets the handoff. Tay, you know, I saw him, I think it was Tuesday, turned his ankle, and I'm telling you, it was swollen up like a grapefruit. I'm really very surprised he's out there playing.
Well, he's a tough kid. Of course, he is your prototypical tailback. Big, tall, lanky, has those long strides. And that time he tried to cut up the middle once he got the ball, and his feet slipped out from under him.
He'll come out of the ball game now, and back in the game will come Tucker Trent. He'll bring in the play from the offensive coordinator, Coach Stevenson, needs to call a timeout to get the right play called. Back here at William Blount High School, 10-0, 10:41 to play. They reset the clock here. Wildcats have a second down goal to go at the 7. The pitch will go to DeMarcus Rogers. Flags are down on the play, He is belted right at the 1-yard line. Didn't quite get in, but a flag went down quickly down on the play. 10:32 to play. DeMarcus was hit in the backfield. Jeff Mason was in at fullback. Wildcats are backing up. Let's see if this penalty is going to be called against Oak Ridge. 10-0. William Blount on top. They opened the game with a 78-yard drive. Illegal procedure called against the Wildcats. That'll be a 5-yard step off, and that negates a very fine run by DeMarcus Rogers. We're on prepradio.com. We're on FM 91.3. We're also on Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. This is David Clary along with Scott Munger, Mike Sheehan. Got Zach with us doing the stats. We got Lucas, Connor, and Taylor doing camera work, and James Branson doing camera work with us tonight. The young guys are off to Windy Gap.
They are. I think Nathan is cross-countrying. Is that correct? Yeah. So I'm not sure where their meet is, but
Alabama.
In Alabama. So good luck to those guys. What a great job Coach Etheridge has done with boys and the girls. Of course, always a perennial power.
Well, they go in for their 4th consecutive state championship in cross country, and they're down. They're going to wave away that flag. They're going to say there was no flag. So the ball is officially out of bounds. The officials got together, talked about it, waved off the penalty, and the Wildcats have it at the 1-yard line now, where it's 3rd down, goal to go, and the nose of the ball is very, very close to the goal line. Let's see if Tyler gets under center and just rumbles across for the first score of the night for the Wildcats. Wildcats come up. Jeff Mason is the fullback. He is a sophomore. The senior tailback is DeMarcus Rogers. 2 receivers to the right. Quarterback is Tyler Clark. Under center, Aaron Kurzak. 3rd down. They need about a half a yard for a touchdown. Tyler sneaks. He's hit, but his second effort, I think, takes him to the goal line. I saw no signal, though, from the officials. They're going to say it's going to be short of a first down, and a touchdown, that is, right at the goal line. So it'll be 4th down, goal to go. And how in the world Tyler didn't get in that time? The second push by the Governors kept him out of the end zone.
Well, he didn't have it on his first attempt, but at that second effort, I thought he was going to get in. Looked to me that he was in, but obviously the referee saw something different. Big play in this ball game is 4th and just an inch.
Up the line once again, Oak Ridge. Tyler Clark under center, the same formation, I formation. Tyler needs about the same amount of yardage as he moves the ball forward. He's hit at the line, and across he goes. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. 9:45 to play, and once again, it was second effort for Tyler Clark, and the Wildcats have 6 on the board. 9:45 to play. We're in the second quarter, 10-6. William Blount on top of the Wildcats, and into the game. To attempt the extra point will come the junior place kicker. That'll be David Phillips, 5'8", 141-pound junior. The long snapper is Victor Conley. Ryan Wilson will hold for the Wildcats. 10-6 our score. The Wildcats going for the extra point. Here's the snap, the hold. The kick is on its way by David. It's up, and it is good. 10-7 our score. William Blount on top of Oak Ridge. We'll be back with the Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds.
We've got a pretty good crowd.
David Phillips.
Little break. Back here at William Blount High School, 10-7 is our score. Ryan Wilson to kick off. Here it is. He drills it deep. It's going to go to the 1, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15-yard line. The return man reverses course and then is tackled right at the 15-yard line. The second man to hit him was Jeff Mason. The first man to hit him was Stephen Bedford, and Marcus Underwood was down there as well. It'll be 1st and 10 for the William Blount Governors. I'd like to say hello to Willie Fred Pettis listening to our broadcast on FM 91.3. I saw him out there with his radio.
You know, I tell you, Willie Fred, it may be the Oak Ridge's biggest fan. I need to talk to him and ask him when the last time he's missed a game or how long he's been coming to games. And I think he had some health problems there before one of the games, if I'm not mistaken. But Willie Fred's always at one of the ball games.
He's listening to us tonight on FM 91.3 as the pass is caught out of the backfield or up to the 20 to the 25-yard line. The first tackler wasn't able to get him down. Zach Hughes eventually does. Nice return, nice reception and run by Irwin, I believe. It'll be for them. They'll come to the line. It'll be just shy of a first down, 9 yards on that play. Second down, 1 yard to go, 9:13 to play, second quarter, 10-7, Oak Ridge trailing William Blount. Once again, a little screen pass quickly, and Jeffrey Carr tries to make the stop. He breaks the tackle, moves the ball off the field, but I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage as Tyler Clark is able to drop him right behind the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down and about a yard to go. 8:55 to play, second quarter. Coach Stevens jokingly was telling me as much as both teams like to throw the ball, this could be an extremely long ball game, but it really hasn't been.
It's been an exciting game. They've come out, and their first drive was beautiful, and then had a chance to put Oak Ridge really in the hole, and had an interception as number 86 is on a completion for another first down, and a flag is on the play.
I think they were moving. I think it's going to be a 5-yard step off against William Blount. The officials talk about it here. 8:34 to play. The Wildcats trail 10-7. It is a penalty against the William Blount Governors. That'll be a 5-yard step off here. 8:34 to play in the first half. 10-7. William Blount on top of Oak Ridge. The Wildcats trying to win their third region ball game. Oak Ridge comes in at 2-1 in region play. The Governors trying to win their first ball game of the year. They've had so many injuries over here, some to key players. They lost a lot of great players to graduation off of a team that did so well the last couple of years, and they've struggled a bit. Third down, 8 yards to go. Shotgun once again, quarterback to pass, feeling pressure. Here's a screen pass caught by number 21. He doesn't pick up a first down. He moves the ball up to the 25-yard line. The passing stop is the receiver, and he is short of a first down because Zach Hughes drops him about 3 yards short. It'll be fourth down, 3 yards to go. 8:21 to play, second quarter, and William Blount will be punting. Back to receive the kick for the Wildcats, Morgan Guyman, junior player, along with DeMarcus Rogers, as they prepare to punt the ball away. Our camera personnel, we've got Lucas Forstrom, we have Taylor Lane, Connor Goldmeyer, James Branson with us tonight. As the snap is good, the punt is away. It's a short wobbly kick angling over towards the Oak Ridge sideline and goes out of bounds. I think they're going to say it around the 40, up the field to the 30, where did it go out of bounds? They're going to say he's still walking, the 34-yard line, so not a very long punt. What was it, about 3 yards?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. It couldn't have been. It's inside of 10. The chains barely even moved, so obviously went off the side of it. And this punter, if it's the same one who was in the paper, is the second highest in this prep extra area. So obviously a shank for him.
Incidentally, Wofford is here looking at Ryan Wilson tonight as a punter. I knew that. As that the Wildcats have 2 receivers to the right. Looks like, let's see, is David back in it? David Irby's in at quarterback. The pitch will go to DeMarcus Rogers, and he is hit and tackled at around the 35-yard line. The tackle is made by Josh Mangus, 6'1", 185-pound junior. If you remember, this was the location. If you remember, Connor Goldmeyer got hurt in the week 2 years ago, got hurt in practice, and Tyler Clark got his very first start here as a sophomore, and he and David Irby, except for that ball game, have kind of alternated quarterback duties ever since, as the Wildcats have it second down, 10 yards to go, 7:40 to play, second quarter, 10-7. William Blount on top. Jeff Mason is the fullback. Handoff goes to DeMarcus, tries to get around the corner, and he is tackled at around the 30-yard line. Stop is made by Baskin once again. It'll bring up third down for the Wildcats. Third down and about almost, looks like about 6 yards to go for a first. 7:15 to play, second quarter, 10-7. William Blount did all their scoring in the first quarter. The opening drive was impressive. 9 plays, 78 yards, and then they got a field goal. The Wildcats scoring just a moment ago on a Tyler Clark quarterback sneak. They've got it third down, a long 6 to go for a first, splitting out Ja'Cory McClanahan and Morgan Guyman to the right. In a slot for the Wildcats, DeMarcus Rogers, Tay Harris in the backfield along with David Irby. David wants to pass out of the backfield, caught by DeMarcus Rogers, and they're going to lose yardage on the play. Pass was a little bit high and behind DeMarcus. Wheeler makes the stop, and they make the stop, and it's going to be fourth down facing Oak Ridge.
It's a fine open field tackle that time. Like you said, the pass was just a little bit behind DeMarcus. Couldn't get his momentum going. As he gets it, the defensive back is right on him, makes a fine stop. 4th and 8, you would assume that Oak Ridge on the 32-yard line is going to go for it.
Wildcats do come up, and Tyler Clark's going to take over at quarterback. Tucker Trent in the ball game, along with DeMarcus and Morgan as receivers to the left, Ja'Cory to the right. Clark rolls to his left, looks, fires, pass is going to be incomplete. Collision right at the point of the receiver. DeMarcus is slow to get up on the play. Jonathan Rideout is the guy who makes the stop, but DeMarcus got hammered pretty good as the ball got to him, and then a nice hit by the William Blount Governors, then breaks the ball away from DeMarcus.
You know, he actually got sandwiched. He got hit from one side, and then as soon as he got hit from the other side. Tough play that time, big play for the Wildcats. Couldn't quite come up with it. DeMarcus is down, and David hit was a pretty vicious hit.
Take a quick break. Well, it's Chrissy Davis and the staff attend to the injured Wildcat. We've got 6:03 to play second quarter, 10-7. William Blount on top. Let's send it back to Tim Youngkin. We'll be back to William Blount High School following this 60-second timeout. 10-7. The injured Wildcat, DeMarcus Rogers, up on his feet. Gets a nice round of applause from the fans here at William Blount High School. Next week, we've been on the road forever, it seems. This is the third consecutive road game for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge trying to break a 2-game losing streak on the road, and they'll return home next week, take on the Soddy Daisy Trojans. The following week at home, senior night, will be against the Ooltewah Owls, and then 3 weeks from tonight, the Wildcats will close out the regular season at Farragut against the Admirals, the #1 ranked team in the state.
On Halloween, I believe that is, and you know, I don't. When is the last time that Farragut has been ranked #1? I know it's been, if ever, it's been long, but they, start to finish. So I mean, they've obviously got a very good team, and we'll see what happens in 3 weeks.
Quarterback will pass. Pass is caught. Up the field to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, William Blount. The Governors score. Robbie Irwin, 68 yards up the near sideline, and he just pulled away from the Wildcat defensive back, and the Wildcats trail 16-7.
You know, David, that's one of those, you throw it 5 yards and let your receiver do the rest. And Robbie Irwin that time makes a little move, broke a couple tackles, and then the speed that he's got, he's only about 5'8", but he absolutely ran away from the Oak Ridge defense.
And the Wildcats will watch them go for the extra point. 5:50 to play second quarter. The Governors to attempt the extra point. Here's the snap, the hold, lots of pressure. The kick is up, and it's good. 5:50 to play first half. William Blount 0-6 leads the 3-3 Wildcats 17-7. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Fans, here is the score of interest.
Back here at William Blount High School, 17-7 the score. Nice play by the William Blount Governors. Nothing fancy, just up the sideline. Didn't have to really veer to his left or right, just sprinted up the sideline. Here's the kick, his little pop-up kick. Going to be fielded by Oak Ridge at the 30, to the 35-yard line. Moving the ball up the field to the 40 was Darrell Thompson, 5'10" player. Hessenstop is there on the stop for the William Blount Governors. Pretty good field position for the Wildcats. It'll be 1st and 10, Wildcats at their own 40.
It is, Oak Ridge got plenty of time, 5 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in halftime, down 17-7 to a much improving William Blount team. The offense has shown the ability to move the ball in spurts, so right now they need a few first downs and hopefully come away with some points.
Here comes Oak Ridge to the line. Tucker Trent splits out to the far left. To the right side, the Wildcats have Jakari McClanahan, Morgan Guyman, along with LaMichael Gibson. Tyler Clark from the shotgun. Tay Harris is the running back. Here's the snap. Tay gets the handoff, moves the ball for good yardage, moves the ball for a gain of about 9. Somebody grabbed the back end of his shirt, or he might have even gone farther than that. He is tackled by the Governors. Jonathan Rideout once again. Ball's right at the 50-yard line. He needed to get to around the 49, just past the 50-yard line for a first. It's a gain of about 9.5 yards. It'll be second down and a little less than a yard to go for a first. 5:16 to play second quarter. William Blount on top of the Wildcats, 17-7 as we play here at William Blount High School. Wildcats split out receivers to the right and to the left. Once again, Tyler with a little less than a yard to go. The ball at midfield. Tyler's going to run the ball and pick up a first down. Tyler is belted pretty well, and then the ball comes loose out of there, but the Wildcats recover it right at the 46-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Wildcats, trailing 17-7, 4:47 to play. Wildcats had Cam Caldwell in as a receiver. Wildcats and Governors here as we broadcast here. And at halftime, we'll be taking a listen to the Oak Ridge Band. I believe they'll be the only band performing. It's fall break here at William Blount High School. They have their pep band with them. I don't think it's the full contingent, so I think the Oak Ridge Band will be performing. We'll have scores of other ball games, and we'll have a little conversation about the first half as Tyler Clark drops back to pass, floats it out of there to Morgan Guyman on the sideline, makes the catch. And they move the ball to around the 43-yard line. Wildcats have lost 2 straight ball games to the William Blount Governors. They've lost 2 straight ball games total, and they trail in this one 17-7. You know, Morgan was kind of a non-factor in the first couple games as a receiver, but he's really been pretty dependable for Coach Stevens in the offense.
You know, he really has, and like you mentioned, it didn't get a whole lot of chance. He would come in there, and we automatically knew it was going to be a running play because Morgan and G and a couple of those guys. So now they mixed it up a little bit. Morgan's getting a little chances to. He's in there basically the whole time and catching some balls for the Wildcats.
Second down, a long 5 to go for a first. 3:59 to play. First half, the Wildcats down 17-7. Tyler Clark looks down the field, rolls, fires, pass is caught by Kevon Thompson at around the 26-yard line. It's a nice play by Tyler Clark and nice pass catch by Darrell Thompson. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats.
You know, that, David, I'm not too sure if that's our Tyler's best pass of the year. That was a rocket. Threw it about 30 yards in the air, and a good pickup, a nice strong throw. Threw it only where Darrell Thompson could catch it. Darrell does a nice job getting both feet in bounds, or at least 1 foot in bounds to make the catch.
Ball's at the Governor 26-yard line. 3:49 to play second quarter. 17-7 the score. The Wildcats trailing the Governors. Tyler Clark, first down, 10 yards to go. Back to pass again, across the way. Oh, what a nice pass. Tucker Trent makes the catch at the 10. Ball comes loose, rolling in the end zone. Who's got it? The Governors say they have got it, and they do, at the 1-yard line. That was a nice looking play. Tucker got popped. Ball came loose inside the 5-yard line. The Governors recovered at the 1.
Wow, tough break for the Wildcats. Nice throw, just ran a quick slant. And as Tucker was trying to get extra yards, it looks like somebody came from behind him and popped the ball out. It goes squirting, and a wild melee ensues. And the William Blount Governors recover the ball on their own 1 or 2 yard line. So tough break for the Wildcats.
17-7 William Blount. The Governors operating their offense from their own end zone here. Back to pass, lots of pressure. Here's a pass, is incomplete. Wildcats came in pretty strong. Looked like Nathaniel Johnson in on the quarterback, number 15 in the ball game. Zach Owens. LaMichael Gibson was the defensive back, defending the receiver. It'll bring up second down. 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 1-yard line. 3:36 to play, second quarter. William Blount 17, Oak Ridge 7. Once again, the quarterback, a little screen pass, is caught at the 1. He moves the ball up the field to around the 4-yard line. It'll be, the Wildcats have used 2 of their 3 timeouts, so they can only stop at 1 time if they want to hem them in down here. Chris Harder makes the stop on that particular play. It's third down and 7, 3:17 to play second quarter. The Wildcats only have 1 timeout remaining, if memory serves me correctly, as the Governors have it third and 7. Back to pass. Here's a pass floating out of there. It's dropped right at the sticks. That would have been a first down, but it was dropped and it's incomplete, and they'll be forced to punt from their own end zone. So the Wildcats dodge a bullet here, and they'll get good field position with 3:03 to play here in the first half, trailing William Blount 17-7. Once again, the Governors will punt the ball away. They'll be punting from their own end zone. LaMichael Gibson will return along with Morgan Guyman. Of course, DeMarcus went out earlier with a really hard shot on a reception. Zach Thomason is the kicker for the Governors. Fourth down at about 7. Good snap. Punt is away. Nice end over end kick. Morgan's going to watch it bounce in front of him and roll dead at around the 49-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. First down, 10 yards to go. Morgan came running up towards it and then just kind of stumbled out of bounds, and it went past him. Maybe they told him to get away from it, and the only thing he could do was fall forward or fall down, basically, and it's first and 10 Oak Ridge.
Yeah, either that or, he just felt like he gave the effort and then just couldn't feel like he can make up with a clean catch, so he just decided to get away from it. As he did, it kind of, Morgan's a baseball player, so it, kind of that slide into second base, I do think he was safe.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats. The ball between the 49 and the 48-yard line of the Governors. Tyler Clark, a quarterback, 17-7. William Blount on top, 2:53 to play second quarter. Clark, senior quarterback, low snap, drops to pass, rolls to his right, running for his life. He's at the 50, lowers his shoulder, and got belted helmet to helmet right at the 43-yard line by Cole Lale. We talked about him, and he and Tyler collided helmets, and, Tyler picks up about, let's see, I don't know, 4 yards on the play, bringing up 2nd down 6. Wildcats had to use 2 of their timeouts earlier, Scott, so they only have the 1 left.
You know, Tyler's a competitive kid, tough kid, but sometimes in a play like that, you might as well just say, hey, either get out of bounds or go down. You know, you're already thin as it is, and, you know, you'd hate to lose Tyler. But, you know, those things come with a little bit of experience. Just, hey, get down. You're not gonna sacrifice a yard for your body.
2nd down, 6 yards to go, 2:06 to play. Clark rolling to his left, looks down the field. There's somebody open, wide open. Cam Caldwell makes the catch inside the 10. Tackled at around the 3-yard line. Somehow, Cam Caldwell got free, and if he had been able to hold on to his feet, that would have been an easy 6 points.
You know, Cam's been around this program. You know, he's a senior, and as far as I remember, his first reception of his career, and he's wide open, and you just get excited. But hey, the important thing is he made the catch. You know, could have scored possibly, but he made the catch. That's what's important. And now Oak Ridge has great knocking on the door at about the 3-yard line.
1st down, goal to go from that point. 1 minute, 43 seconds to play. 17-7, William Blount on top of Oak Ridge. I formation, Jeff Mason is the fullback. Tay Harris is the tailback. He gets the pitch. Slips again as he makes his cut. I'm telling you, I think that ankle is maybe worse than he's heavily taped. He just lost his footing as he tried to make his cut. They're going to say no game. It'll bring up 2nd down, goal to go right at the 3. 1:19 and counting. 2nd quarter, 17-7. Have you seen DeMarcus across the field over there? And you know, he went out. He got a vicious lick put on him on a reception earlier that he wasn't able to hold on to and had to come out of the ball game. I formation again. 2nd down, goal to go. For the Wildcats, the ball at the 3. Tyler hands it off to Tay. Tay Harris runs into the backside of one of his own linemen. That might have kept him from getting into the end zone, and it did. It'll bring up 3rd down, goal to go. The ball just inches away once again. Tay Harris on the carry. It'll be 3rd down, goal to go. 41 seconds and counting. Up the line will come the Wildcats quick. They bring in the ball game once again. David Wright as a receiver. He's one of their backup quarterbacks. I formation once again. Is that Chris Harder in a fullback? His play is halted, and the Wildcats will use their final timeout with 26.2 seconds to play. I think that's Chris Harder in there at fullback for the Wildcats.
It is. I haven't seen him there all year. I'm sure they've worked on that very short yard situation. Why not put your middle linebacker in there and make something happen for your offense?
Timeout is asked for by the Wildcats. That is their 3rd. 26.2 seconds to play. Remember, Zach will have the stats at halftime, and we'll have those for you. We'll have other scores of other ball games. We're on Oak Ridge Schools Television, Channel 15. You can watch the replay of this game on Channel 15, 12 noon tomorrow, and you're listening to us live on Channel 15 as well. You might be looking across the screen. Please look at the screen and look at the sponsors that are rolling past. They can't get commercials on Channel 15. They have donated, and we've given them the opportunity to show their business, and we'd like for you to stop by and tell them you appreciate what they've done for allowing us to get the games on Channel 15. Appreciate our camera personnel, Connor Goldmeyer down on the field along with Taylor Lane. James Branson, Lucas Forstrom is upstairs. Colby and Matthew are at Windy Gap, already getting ready for a great weekend of fun at Young Life Camp. The Wildcats have it just inches away from the goal line, trailing 17-7. I formation once again. Quarterback is Tyler Clark. He's going to sneak the ball across the goal line for the Wildcat touchdown. Oak Ridge scores with 22 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter, and we've got a 17-13 game with William Blount on top of the Wildcats.
It's a very good game, David. That time, just a quarterback sneak. Tyler had tried that quarterback sneak and with no success, going right up the middle. That time, he kind of went to his left, right behind the guard, or in that little guard center gap, and easily scores the touchdown.
Victor Conley to snap, Ryan Wilson to hold, David Phillips to attempt the extra point. Here's the snap, the hold. The kick by David is up, and it's good. 17-14. William Blount on top of Oak Ridge. 22 seconds to play here in the first half. The Wildcat band plays across the field. We'll send it back to Tim Youngkin. We'll be back with the Oak Ridge kickoff in 60 seconds. The central of the bathrooms is so far away.
Wilson the kick. Corwin deep.
Oh, no, we can do that.
Ryan Wilson's kick goes in the end zone. Ryan's doing a really good job tonight. He's normally just does the punting duties and the holding duties, but tonight David's got a slight little, I think it's a slight fracture in his kicking foot, and it's kind of hampered in the last several weeks, and Ryan stepped in and has done a great job.
He really has done an outstanding job, and you know, if I'm picking the one player on this team who's been the most consistent, it's Ryan Wilson. Had a great year so far, and let me tell you something else. Let's get back to this after this play, David.
First down, 10 yards to go, 21 seconds to play. Here's the pass is caught once again by number 22, and he is tackled hard by LaMichael Gibson. LaMichael makes a stop, and that might have been the final play of the first half. The Wildcats trail 17-14. They're ticking down time, and William Blount will not go with another play here. The Wildcats trail 17-14. Scott, your point?
I was going to say, it's way off the subject, but I went to the soccer game last night, the Oak Ridge Farragut soccer game, and Ryan Wilson was doing the PA, okay? Not only was he doing the PA, he did it in an English accent, and he was superb. I mean, he was so good. I mean, what a character, what a great job he did. You know, life of the party, life of the team. Really enjoyed that. But the Oak Ridge first half, I don't know, it looks like Coach Stevens is not happy about something. Met the officials and having his say right now. Oak Ridge down 17-14.
Well, we're getting ready to start the second half. Oak Ridge trails 17-14. Scott, your thoughts on the first half?
Interesting. I thought that, you know, William Blount had a chance. You know, they scored early. We punted. Then, no, actually, they got the interception. Had a chance to go up 14 points, and then their quarterback throws an interception. We come back, or they get another field goal, make it 10-3 at one point. No, 10-7, and now it's 17-14. So it's a very competitive game. But Oak Ridge has got to find a way to stop the offense for William Blount.
It's got a report from our sideline that DeMarcus Rogers is out for the ball game. He will not return to action. He was hit hard on a pass play in the second quarter and did not return. Wildcats will be receiving the second half kickoff. 17-14, William Blount on top of the Wildcats, trying to beat Oak Ridge for the third consecutive year. Last time, well, actually the only two losses that Oak Ridge has to William Blount are these last 2 years, 06 and 07. Anybody's ball game now as William Blount kicks off. It's a short one. It's going to be fielded by the Wildcats at the 18. This LaMichael Gibson at the 20, trying to get around the end of the 30. Is tackled right at the 31-yard line by the William Blount Governors, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over. First down and 10 yards to go. The Oak Ridge offense onto the field. And let's see, the Wildcat line will consist of James Norman, Tony Carson, Aaron Kurzak. Wildcats also have Cody Roach in the ball game, and one other guy. Let's see, that might have been everyone. It might be Jonathan Hairston in there. So you got an all underclass offensive line with the exception of Tony Carson.
That's, you know, Aaron Kurzak stepped in and done a very good job at center. Of course, didn't play in the first 3 or 4 games. Played last week extensively and has been in there every snap this week.
Wildcats have it. First down, 10 yards to go. 3 receivers split to the left. Tucker Trent, Morgan Guyman, LaMichael Gibson. Tyler Clark at quarterback. Back to pass. Floats it down the way to Tucker. Pass is incomplete. Tucker Trent was the intended receiver. The defender for the Governors was number 86 for them. That'll be Jonathan Rideout, 5'10", 160-pound junior. It's incomplete. 11:46 to play, third quarter, 17-14, William Blount on top. Appreciate you listening to our broadcast on prepradio.com or Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15 or FM 91.3. Tyler Clark once again. Henry County's on top of Brighton in the first quarter, 7-0. That's the latest score of that Coach Joe Gaddis game. Tyler Clark will throw a pass. It's batted away. Pass intended for Morgan Guyman, and I don't know why he didn't pick it off. He knocked it down with his left hand. It looked like he might have had a touchdown. He just batted it down. Nice defensive play for him, but it looks like he was actually in position to pick it off. Was Cody Willux, I believe, and you know, that could have been 6 points for the Governors.
You know, and you can think, what was he thinking? You know, he's got a very easy chance to intercept the ball, but he was content in knocking the ball down. And Oak Ridge now, coming out of the halftime, has the big third down, 3rd and 10.
Ball's resting at the Wildcat 30-yard line. Oak Ridge moving right to left here in the third quarter. Clark to pass, pressured, fires a pass, caught, big hit. on the Wildcat receiver, Morgan Guyman. I think they're going to say the pass is incomplete. Josh Menges blasts him right at the point of the reception. I thought Morgan caught it, and then he just got belted by the Governors, and Oak Ridge will be forced to punt.
Well, I believe they actually said he caught it and he was down on contact. So there's no fumble, but Oak Ridge does not convert, as Ryan Wilson will come onto the field to punt the ball away for the Wildcats.
They'll be punting the ball away. Here's the kick by Ryan Wilson. Here's the punt. It's going to be fielded and fumbled, and he goes down at the 29-yard line. That is where William Blount will take over. That'll be first down and 10 yards to go.
William Blount will take over at their own 30-yard line. First down 10. Comes to the line of scrimmage in the shotgun set. Quarterback for the William Blount Governors will be number 15, Chavis. Chavis in the shotgun, one back to his left. Two receivers right side, two receivers left side. Ball is in play. Snap goes to the quarterback, goes back to pass, sees the receiver open on a slant screen. Number 22 catches the ball, slips one tackle, tries to get outside, but is immediately dropped. Looks like Tay Harris on the play. Nice tackle by Tay Harris. Nice, very nice open field tackle.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Appreciate that. It'll be a gain of about 4. Second down and a long about 5.5 yards to go. The nose of the ball is just close to the 35-yard line of William Blount. The Wildcats trailing 17-14, 10:29 to play, third quarter. Wildcats trying to end a 2-game losing streak. The Governors to pass. Pass is intercepted by LaMichael Gibson at the 40, and he's tackled at the 37-yard line. The Wildcats will take over first and 10. Nice play by LaMichael.
Well, it really was. LaMichael baited the receiver. He got behind him, and as the quarterback went to throw, the quarterback, which we mentioned before, has got a very long delivery, and as soon as he starts to throw it, LaMichael steps in front of it. Nice job by LaMichael Gibson. Big play in this ball game. Let's see if the Wildcats can convert.
Back on the field will come the Oak Ridge offense. Trailing 17-14, 10:17 to play. Wildcats, Tyler Clark at quarterback. First and 10, the ball at the Governor 37-yard line. Oak Ridge moving right to left. Tay Harris, the running back, in the backfield with Tyler. 3 receivers to the right. Handoff goes Tay Harris. He fumbles the football, falls on it way back at the 48-yard line, then picks it up. It's still on the ground. Picked up by the Wildcats way back at the 48. I'm not sure what happened to Tay. He got his hands on the ball, started running, then all of a sudden, maybe he was shifting arms or something, but the ball came squirting out. The Wildcats very fortunate to get the ball back. LaMichael Gibson recovers it at the 47-yard line. That is a loss of about 12 yards.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like he had the ball and was kind of running that sweep to the right side, and as he was putting the ball in his right hand, it just slipped out. It bounced back another 8 yards, and then as he tried to recover it, the ball squirted out again. LaMichael Gibson was there to recover the ball.
Second down, I think it's about 22 yards to go for a first. Tyler Clark from the 47-yard line. Rolls to his left to pass. A little pressure. Across the middle. Passes there. It's incomplete. The intended receiver out there was Kevon Thompson, Darrell Thompson on the roster. It'll bring up for the Wildcats third down and 20. Have you ever seen a team where the ball just doesn't seem to bounce their way? And that just seems to be the way the Wildcats this particular year.
Well, you know what? It looks like that Morgan Guyman was wide open in the middle, and it may have been like a little decoy to get the free safety to bite. As he bites, hopefully you get the backside post. And the free safety did not bite on Guyman going in the middle of the field, but was back in coverage and made a nice play on the ball.
Third down, extremely long. The Wildcats have got to get the ball down to the William Blount 27-yard line. It's about third and a little over 20, I believe. Little screen pass out here to the Wildcats' Tay Harris, or was that Tyrus Henderson? The catch is made by Tyrus Henderson. Cody Lux is there to make the stop. A loss back to the 50-yard line. So that one little play where the Wildcats fumbled the ball has brought up a fourth and about, 23 yards to go for a first.
You know, it's kind of been the story of Oak Ridge's season so far. You know, they get something good to happen and then make a mistake along the way somewhere.
Here's the punt by Ryan Wilson. Is going to roll inside the 10 and roll inside the 5, and will roll dead all the way down at the 3-yard line, and that is where William Blount will take over. So Ryan Wilson does his job once again, and as the punt rolls deep inside the 5. 8:44 to play, third quarter, 17-14. Back out on the field will come the William Blount offense. They lead Oak Ridge here in the third period here at William Blount.
once again, Ryan Wilson steps up, does a nice job. The ball hits about the 18-yard line and just rolls down dead at the 3-yard line. Nice job again by Ryan Wilson.
Back out on the field will come the Governors. Once again, not a whole lot of real estate to work with. The quarterback working his offense out of his own end zone. Here's the snap. Quarterback will run it. Moves the ball to the 5. Moves the ball to the 10. Moves the ball up the field to around the 13-yard line. Gain of about 8, maybe 9 yards before Cameron Gregg. 6'1", 167-pound sophomore makes a stop, but a nice run by the quarterback to get them a little bit more extra room, and he's close to a first down. In fact, close enough to bring the chains out on the field. It's got the Wildcats down 17-14 in what has been an exciting, good ball game here at William Blount.
It has been a good game. That time the quarterback, it looks like as he was faking to his running back, he bobbled the ball a little bit, but he decides to keep it, cuts across the middle, and picks up just right at first down markers as they're getting ready to bring the chains on to mark. It looks like he's got maybe just a hair short of the first down.
Coach Stevens was telling me on the show this past week how they're doing the chains differently, so it's going to be inches shorter how they don't put the full slack of the chains on the other sideline. So if you go out of bounds, you don't know whether, from our vantage point, if you have a first down or not. And I remember that happened in the ballgame last week where Tyler Clark went outside the chains. They said he didn't have to pick up a first down. It's a new rule the way they're doing the chains on the sideline. They put slack in the chains. It is second down, inches to go for William Blount. Man comes in motion. It's a bad snap. And immediately, play is halted. I see no flag, but it was disallowed. And what's the call?
You know, I don't know, but the ball may not have been marked into play, and I believe that's what it was. I don't think the referee ever actually marked the ball into play. Tough break for the Wildcats as the snap from the shotgun goes over the quarterback's head.
Well, you hear the displeasure of the Oak Ridge fans. They're booing a bit as they're going to call a delay. Is that what they're called against?
Called delay, yeah.
Against the Governors. So the Wildcat fans are a little happier than they were just moments ago as they walk the ball backwards. It is a 5-yard step off, making it second down and about 5.5 yards to go for a first. 8:22 to play. We're in the third quarter. 17-14. William Blount on top of Oak Ridge. Region 2 action here from William Blount High School. Next week it's homecoming. The Wildcats hosting the Soddy Daisy Trojans, who are 5-1. Handoff goes to the running back, slips the tackle, moves the ball back across the 10 up to the 12-yard line. And the stop is made by Nathaniel Johnson, 5'11", 177-pounder. Makes the stop. It'll bring up second down and 5. You just tuned in as David Irby was in on that play defensively. Comes out of the game. DeMarcus Rogers went down in the second quarter. And I've been told Coach Saunders has sent word through our camera personnel down on the field that DeMarcus will not return.
Yeah, he got hit pretty hard. I'd say he just got his, hopefully it's just a maybe a mild concussion or just got his bell rung a little bit. Didn't look like it was a knee or ankle or anything like that. So hopefully maybe a little bit of rest, and the ball is just short, David. It's about 2 inches short, so bring up third down and just over a half a yard.
LaMichael Gibson, Cameron Gregg, along with Tay Harris and Tyler Clark in the secondary. The linebackers are Hughes, Harder, and Nathaniel Johnson. The linemen, you got Norman, Bailey, Carson, and I forgot Jeffrey Cards in there as well. Here comes the Governors. They need about an inch for a first. They'll still operate from the shotgun. Third down, inches to go. Here's the snap. They hand off to the back, and he's got a first down. Moves the ball across the 15 up to the 16-yard line before Card makes the stop, along with one other Wildcat. That was Nathaniel Johnson. No, it was Zach Hughes there on the stop. 7:57 to play, first and 10, William Blount. They lead Oak Ridge 17-14. They scored 10 points, unanswered points, in the first quarter. The Wildcats put a score on the board in the second quarter. And Wildcats trail still by 3. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the Governor 15-yard line. Quarterback rolling to his left, looks, fires, pass is caught at the 20-yard line. Not a whole lot of yardage as Nathaniel Johnson once again makes a stop. Baskin, the receiver, 6'3", 190-pound senior, Nathaniel Johnson. And Nathaniel's made a lot of plays tonight.
He really has. It's nice to see him healthy. Of course, he missed the first 3 or 4 ball games, had that high ankle sprain, and he's back and playing extremely well.
Second down, 7 yards to go, 7:25 to play, third quarter. William Blount looking for their first win of the year. They come in at 0-6, but as we mentioned earlier, they've had so many injuries, and they still have some key guys out as play is halted. Officially, or is it by one of the teams? Official comes over to the point of the ball. It's timeout, William Blount. We'll take it with him. 7:15 to play third quarter. We'll send it back to Tim Youngkin. 17-14. William Blount on top. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Governors moving left to right here. The line of scrimmage is at the 20. Man comes in motion. Handoff goes to the back. Eludes a tackle, tries to get around the end. He's at the 20, makes a cut across the 25 to the 30, to the 35 to the 40, to the 45 to the 50. Tyler Clark to beat, and Tyler makes the stop, or he would have taken it in for a touchdown. He's at the Oak Ridge 25-yard line. Slipped a couple tackles, and Tyler just caught up with him. As Worth comes down the field, Tyler Clark stopped a touchdown.
He really did. Nice hustle that time. But, they got Worth and this other 22. I can't read that. What's his last name there? Two guys that are diminutive, very small guys. But, man, they have got some speed, got great moves. That time he made a nice cut. And it looks like he's going to be hemmed in. A couple missed tackles, and about 60 yards later, big play that time by the Governors.
7 minutes to play third quarter, 17-14. They're in Oak Ridge territory again at the 25-yard line. Quarterback rolls to his left, looks, no place to go. Now dumps it to a man in the flat at the 20. Moves the ball forward to around the 17-yard line, gain of about 7 on the play. The stop is made for the Wildcats as Irwin makes the catch. Nathaniel Johnson once again on the stop for the Wildcats. Nathaniel's definitely going to be the leading tackler. Oak Ridge down 3, 17-14, 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Ball is around the 17 or 18-yard line. Second down at about 2 yards to go. Wildcat defense giving up a few plays here in this one as the Governors come to the line. Once again from the shotgun, the Wildcats showing a little blitz. Handoff goes to number 21, trying to get around the edge, and he cannot do it. He's tackled at the 18-yard line. Stop is made by number 14, Nathaniel Johnson once again. And Nathaniel continues to make some tackles from that really outside linebacker position. Play third and about 2.
It was an outstanding play by Nathaniel Johnson. They ran that little sweep play to the left, and Nathaniel Johnson took on his blocker, made the running back go the hump, made him go outside and backwards, and then ended up shedding the blocker and making a tackle for a loss. Nice play by Nathaniel.
17-14, William Blount on top, 5:40 to play third quarter. Wildcats showing a little blitz here. Third down, about 3 yards to go. Play is signaled in from the sidelines of the William Blount Governors. William Blount trying to win their first game of the year. They lead 17-14. Third down at about 3. The ball's inside the Oak Ridge 20. Pass across the way, batted down. Of the Wildcats, it either was Hughes, could have been Stephen Bedford, could have been Nathaniel Johnson. Those 3 white shirts were there, and somebody batted it down. It'll bring up fourth down and about 3 yards to go.
That was an excellent defensive play, David. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback that time. He was trying to buy enough time to get somebody up, but could not because of excellent pressure by the Wildcat defense.
Might have been Stephen Bedford, the guy who knocked it down. Fourth down and about 3. Shotgun once again, quarterback to pass. Has time, throws the pass, intercepted by Oak Ridge. Tyler Clark, I think, makes the interception at around the 20-yard line. Nice play by the Wildcats, and I think it was Tyler.
It was Tyler. He kind of knocked, it came in once again, kind of baited the guy. The quarterback has got, it's kind of a little gutsy, kind of heads you, but he has got a really slow delivery, and you can read it so much that you can lay back at the receivers, and then as he's going to throw it, you can step in front. That's what LaMichael Gibson did. That's what Tyler Clark did on that play.
The Wildcats once again back on offense, moving right to left here. 5:13 to play third quarter, trailing William Blount 17-14. Tucker Trent, LaMichael Gibson, Morgan Guyman to the left. Single man, I think it's Jakari McClanahan to the right. Tyler Clark will hand it off to Tay Harris, and Tay is tackled at the line of scrimmage. The stop is made by Cole Lales, 6'2", 235-pounder, and you mentioned this earlier. It's good to have him back out there playing ball for the William Blount Governors.
He's a force. I tell you what, he's made a lot of tackles. A big old kid, runs well. I know he's very heavily recruited. Once again, he's a player, that maybe 6 months ago, 9 months ago, was fighting for his life. So very nice to see that young man out here.
Second down, 9 yards to go for the Wildcats. 4:44 and counting. Third quarter, the Governors on top, 17-14. 3 receivers split to the left. Tyler Clark, second down, 9. Has some time, fires the pass, complete to LaMichael Gibson at the 25. Moves the ball to the 30, up to the 31, and that should be an Oak Ridge first down. Wildcats complete the pass. And I think where they spot it at around the 32-yard line, that will be an Oak Ridge first down. And Scott, you know, you're doing a much better job tonight getting along with the William Blount cameraman over here to the right.
Well, you know, it's because he outweighs me by about 50 pounds, and he's probably 10 years younger than me, so I got to be careful.
You know, for those of you who forget, last year, or 2 years ago, we came up here, and Scott got in a little altercation with the William Blount camera guy, but you're minding your manners much better tonight, and he is too. Here come the Wildcats to the line, first down, 10 yards to go, 4:08 to play. Clark will roll to his right, run the ball up the field at the 30, at the 35-yard line. That is where Tyler Clark is tackled by Cole Lale once again. It'll be second down and about 7 yards to go, maybe a long 7 to go, maybe closer to 8 actually. 3:50 to play, third quarter. 17-14 is our score as the ball is at the 35-yard line as the play is being whistled in to run in from Coach Stanton Stevens, the head coach of the Wildcats, trying to win his 4th game of the year. The Wildcats are 2-1 in region play with victories over Bradley and Heritage. The loss last week to McMinn finds themselves down 17-14. Clark back to pass, flags are down. Pass is caught by Morgan Guyman on a one-handed grab, but he's going to be pushed out of bounds at around the 40. Might be a procedure call coming back.
Yeah, it is. Oak Ridge had three receivers lined up. They were all deep, and right before the play was snapped, LaMichael Gibson was the inside the receiver and had to step up, and he did that. Wasn't set for a second, and definitely going to come back for the Wildcats. Negates a nice one-handed catch by Morgan Guyman.
Next week, it's homecoming for the Wildcats as they entertain the Saudi Daisy Trojans. I believe it's the induction of the Oak Ridge Sports Hall of Fame as well. That'll take place at halftime, so it should be a big night. We hope we'll have a huge crowd at Blankenship Field next Friday night. The weather is great tonight. I mean, we have a pretty good Oak Ridge turnout here, better than we had at McMinn. Of course, this is a much closer road trip, but not a bad turnout at all. The band played great. The William Blount and Oak Ridge combined band played the national anthem, which was outstanding. So overall, it's been a very fine night, an exciting football game. The atmosphere has been fun, and right now we've got a good one with 3:15 to play in the third quarter. The Wildcats find themselves down 17-14. 3 receivers to the left of the quarterback, Tyler Clark. He's going to pass again. Across the way, pass is incomplete. Either Morgan or Tucker were the intended receiver, is broken up by number 29. And it'll be for the Governors, 3rd and 12.
That's another interception that kid almost had. Just ran the quick straight down the middle of the field. Morgan was open for just a second. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him, and the number 29 linebacker comes over, knocks the ball down, brings up another 3rd and long for the Wildcats.
Connor Goldmeyer doing camera work for us, along with Taylor Lane, Lucas Forstrom, and James Branson. Tim Youngkins, our engineer, back at the station as the Wildcats come up, 3rd down and 12, 3:11 to play, third quarter. Got a 3-point game. William Blount on top, 17-14. Clark from the shotgun once again, back to pass, time to throw, delivers the pass. Oh, and another big hit on the receiver. He just got belted. Did Dalton Wheeler put it on the receiver and just belted him. I'm not sure the number. He said Cameron Gregg was the intended receiver, but it was, I think it might have been Tyrus Henderson who was the intended receiver.
Yeah, it's probably 32, not 27, but it was a pop. It just ran the wheel route down there and got drilled.
Here comes the punt by Ryan Wilson. It's going to be fielded at the 32-yard line to the 35 to the 40. Then the stop is made right around the 43 by the Wildcats. That is where William Blount will take over, 1st and 10. The Wildcats make the stop. It'll be Victor Conley, Jeff Mason, and Zach Witherspoon. They're on the stop for the Wildcats. It'll be 1st and 10, William Blount. The Wildcats offense continues to sputter a bit. DeMarcus Rogers not playing after a vicious hit put on him back in the second quarter. Well, the Governors have laid the pads to the Wildcats here.
We've been out hit, that's for sure. They've had a lot of good sticks, and I can't believe these guys haven't won a game yet.
Here comes the quarterback running forward for a yard before he's tripped up by Zach Hughes and Jeff Card. Jeffrey Card, 6'1", 168-pound sophomore. The other guy who made the tackle, also a sophomore, 6'2", 183-pounder. Got Henry County now on top, 21-0 over Brighton. 2 undefeated powerhouses in 4A football. Coach Gaddis' team rolling tonight against an undefeated team out of Memphis. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Here comes the quarterback rolling, dumping it out of the backfield. Pass is complete for a close to 1st down yardage out to Baskin once again, and that is the case. and he is tackled at around the 46-yard line. Wildcats, Nathaniel Johnson also there on the stop. 2:06 to play, third quarter. Wildcats have got to find some life here as the Governors continue to move the ball up the field.
They really do. You know, they're giving up some yardage on defense, but they're not breaking. Haven't allowed any scores so far in this third quarter, but William Blount continues to move the ball.
There was some movement on the line, no movement across the line, and they'll change the play at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback will. Number 12 for them. He's gone most of the way, Zach Witt. He came out for a couple plays. He gets the snap, fires the pass, and throws it into the ground. Not the best pass in the world there. The guy was open. It's going to be fourth down at about a yard, and William Blount figures that Oak Ridge can't move the ball, so they're going to pin him back with a punt.
Yeah, not a bad play. And I don't know, something tells me, you know, these guys have nothing to lose. May see a fake punt here, David. You know, you got 4th and 1, and wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw a little fakey here.
Number 11, Zach Thomason is the punter. They need about a yard for a first. The ball is in Oak Ridge territory at the 47. Wildcats have Morgan Guyman, the only one back. The Wildcats have everyone else covered. People at the line of scrimmage as well. Fourth down and a yard. Here's the snap. It's good. He's going to punt it. It's away. It's a long spiraling kick, and it's going to die inside the 5-yard line. It's going to die at the 2. That's one of those cases, I guess, where you take the percentage, you think it's going to bounce inside the end zone. It just rolled dead, much like Ryan Wilson's punts this year, inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Oak Ridge at 3.
You know, Morgan, or whoever's back deep back there, you stand on the 10-yard line, and you're told, you know, if it goes over your head, you let it go. It went over his head. Nothing you can do, just a nice punt.
45-yard punt for him. And the Wildcats have no field position once again. 1:23 to play, third quarter. William Blount trying to beat Oak Ridge for the 3rd consecutive year. They lead 17-14. Governors trying to get their first win of the year. They've had a tough schedule, a hard road to get here, getting some players back from injury. And right now the Wildcats find themselves down 3. Tyler Clark will operate his offense right at the goal line. He's at the 3-yard line, but he's standing at the goal line. Tyler will pass, floats it down the way, and somebody didn't run their route all the way through. He was expecting somebody to go deep, and I believe that receiver is getting a little scolding from the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Stevens. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We've got 1:13 to play. Third quarter, 17-14, William Blount on top. The Governors and the Wildcats. Yeah, you better not say that. Tennessee fans will have your head here as the Wildcats trail here at William Blount. Next week we're at home against Soddy Daisy. The following week at home, senior night against Ooltewah. And then 3 weeks from night at Farragut to close out the regular season. 2nd and 10. Tyler Clark will hand it off to the back. He's got some running room. Moves the ball close to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. It was Tay carrying the ball once again. And Caleb Elkins is there on the stop for the William Blount Governors. Not a whole lot of offense here in the third quarter. We're ticking it on down, under a minute to play. Third quarter, the ball officially is at the 9-yard line. Oak Ridge moving right to left, wearing their Cardinal pants, white jerseys, Cardinal numerals. The Governors wearing their blue pants, their orange jerseys, white numerals. Ball's resting at the 9-yard line. The Governor faithful yelling for the defense to rise to the occasion. It's 3rd down and about 3. Oak Ridge from the eye. Jeff Mason, the fullback. The tailback is Tay Harris. Tyler Clark rolls to his right. Looking, fires the pass. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Kevon Darrell Thompson, right at the 20-yard line, and Ryan Wilson's going to have to punt from his own end zone again. 29 seconds to play here.
How many yards rushing do we have? I'm thinking that, you know, this 7-yard run that we have may be the longest run that we've had all night. Just cannot do anything running the ball right now.
Of course, Jarrell Williams, who's been so steady for them all year at running back, broke his collarbone. He tells me he broke it in the Clinton ball game, played through it all the way through until the second half of the McMinn County game. As Ryan gets his punt away, it's going to be a little short. It's going to be fielded at the 48-yard line, up the sideline, and he's tackled by Michael Singleton. He was the second man, and number 32 makes the stop for the Wildcats, and I believe that was Tyrus Henderson.
David, the Wildcats have 113 yards rushing presently.
19.4 seconds to play, 17-14. We're in the third quarter. The Governors, great field position. They'll start this drive at the Wildcat 40. David Irby's in the ball game at defensive end. They've got Mike Price on the line along with Stephen Bedford. Wildcats have some new linemen in there. Morgan Guyman is in the ball game. Tyler Clark along with Tay Harris, Card, Hughes, Harder, and Nathaniel Johnson First down, 10 yards to go for the Governors. 19 seconds to play. Waiting for the play and waiting for it to be set. And the official says start play. It'll be 1st and 10 Governors. Quarterback to pass. Here's the pass. It's going to be caught. Not a whole lot of yardage out there at the 38-yard line. And that is the final play as Irwin makes the catch. The third quarter is over. 17-14. The Wildcats trail by 3. We'll send it back to Tim Youngkin. We'll be back for the 4th and final quarter in 60 seconds. For those of you watching on Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15 or listening to us live on Channel 15, we would like to thank those businesses and individuals that have supported PrepRadio.com and Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. Because of their donations, they have made it possible for us to broadcast tonight's game. The City of Oak Ridge Electrical Department, Paul Benton Motors of Oak Ridge, Cook's Comfort Systems, Citizens First Bank, Linda Brown Realty, Mullins Performance Car Wash, Seaside Construction Company Incorporated, M&W Auto Repair, the Oak Ridge Utility District, Linkus and Green Jewelers, Tracy Larrabee, CPA, the Oak Ridge Bowling Center, Dr. Cletus McMahon of Orthopedic Surgeons of Oak Ridge, Jimmy Bunch, Mary Lane, Belinda and Ralph Warren, Kenton Young, Choice Properties Realty, Building Concepts, Charles and Margaret Gibson, Barry and Patty Bingham, Mike Sheehan, Connor and Marjorie Matthews, the Ben Martin family, Todd Etheridge Voiceovers, and Mark Haston, George and Linda Singleton. They've all helped us out with our broadcast here on PrepRadio.com, Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15, and FM 91.3. The opening play of the fourth quarter, the Wildcats down 17-14. The Governors have it at the Oak Ridge 38. Little screen pass out of the backfield is complete at the 40, to the 35, up the field, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. That is a touchdown for William Blount. 11:50 to play in the game, and Oak Ridge trails 23-14.
How quick is this kid? They just run the little flare pass. Quarterback takes 3 or 4 steps and just hits his running back out of the backfield, and he just outruns everybody to the end zone. 38-yard touchdown by Irwin, and David, he's not very big at all, but man, he's got some wheels.
Wildcats trailing 23-14, 11:50 to play. The Wildcats, unless they can recover here, will lose for the 3rd consecutive time and fall under 500 for the first time in a long, long time. The extra point is good. 24-14. The Wildcats are down by 10. Scott, the Wildcats lose this ballgame. It'll be their 3rd consecutive loss. You got to go all the way back to about 1986. Last time the Wildcats have lost 3 in a row in a season. And when at this time of the year has Oak Ridge been under 500 if they can't recover?
Well, you know, you look at this, and then what's even almost more important is they're going to be underdogs in the last 3 games. So you know, they lose this ball game, it certainly doesn't get any easier. And you're looking at a 3-7 season. I mean, just you know, never would have thought it with talent, and you know, just something just doesn't seem to be clicking.
Oak Ridge has not had a 3-7 season. You have to go all the way back to 1946. That's the worst record, other than their 0-4 start in 1943. They went at 3-7 in 1946. But there's a lot of football to be played here, and this game is not over. And we're not saying that that's going to happen. But like you said, Saudi Daisy, Udawal, Farragut, all with winning records, all in front of us. And now the Wildcats need to recover here quickly with 11:50 to play. Lots of football to be played here. And, you know, teams like William Blount who have gone 0-6, sometimes the wheels fall off sometimes when they haven't won. Let's see if the Wildcats can get things going. Wildcats will be returning the kick, and DeMarcus Rogers has come back in the ballgame. We were told he wasn't able to go, but DeMarcus is in the ballgame.
Well, it's good to see, and not for this team, but just that he's healthy. And that time the ball bounced in front of him, he picks it up and skirts out of bounds as Oak Ridge now offense will take over on the 27-yard line.
11:45 to play in the ballgame. A 10-point lead for the William Blount Governors, looking for their first win of the year. Wildcats facing an 0-16. The Wildcats 3-3. Wildcats had victories over Heritage and Fulton and Bradley. Losses to Dobbins-Bennett, Clinton, and McMinn County. The Governors are 0-6 heading into this one, as they put a tough game on Farragut a week ago, but ended up losing the ball game. Right now they're up by 10 with 11:45 to play. DeMarcus Rogers back in at tailback. DeMarcus looking for a little room. moves the ball to the 30-yard line. Not exactly sure what his injury was, unless maybe just kind of clearing the cobwebs, but I guess Coach Stevens, the offensive staff, felt that, you know, we weren't going to win this ball game unless we put our #1 playmaker in the ball game.
Well, you know, you've got Chrissy, the trainer down there, and Dr. McMahon's down there, so they're not going to let him play if he's not healthy. So, you know, glad to see him back. He's a weapon, and, you know, now you got to figure out how to get him the ball.
Cam Caldwell, Michael Gibson, Morgan Guyman splitting out to the right, single man to the far left. Second down, 7. Handoff goes to the running back, DeMarcus Rogers. Breaks a tackle, moves the ball across the 35 to the 40. Moves the ball to the 45, and I thought, just for a second, DeMarcus Rogers was going to take that to the house. But Josh Mangus stopped him at the 45-yard line. That is a first down for the Wildcats.
And that's what he does right there. You know, he makes some great moves, just a straight handoff to the right side. Sees a little gap around the middle of the field, explodes into it, and first down. Now Oak Ridge has got the ball at the 45-yard line.
Replay of this game can be seen 12 noon on Saturday on Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. First down, 10 yards to go. Snap will go to Tyler Clark. He'll run the ball. Moves the ball for a gain of about a yard. He has the option to read that on that particular play, and then a flag comes in. I think we're going to have some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct against Oak Ridge by the reaction of the Governors.
I didn't see that. I saw the very end of it, and I know what player it is. I'm not going to say anything. It didn't see what happened, so I don't know. But they called personal foul against Oak Ridge. Not the kind of thing you want to do is give up 15 yards when you're down 10 points and driving.
You know, that kid though is not one that's really normally does something like that. I mean, that kid's a good, well, I mean, in a situation like that, as they walk the ball, maybe, well, okay, the ball's at the 32-yard line. What I was going to say, in that situation, I'm kind of surprised it happened. It'll be a penalty against the Wildcats all the way back to the 32-yard line, where now it's second down and 25 yards to go. It's things like that that have hurt the Wildcats in this game. They had the ball not bouncing their way, and just penalties, lack of discipline penalties right there, and hurting the Wildcats.
At very inopportune times.
Right. Second down, 25 yards to go. Clark to pass. Has all day. Floats it down the way. There's a wide open man. He makes a great over-the-shoulder catch at around the 40-yard line. That was a pretty fade pattern run by the receiver, LaMichael Gibson, and a great pass by Tyler Clark. First and 10 at the Governor 40-yard line.
You know, they got 3 receivers over there. The inside 2 receivers run toward the middle of the field, and then the outside receiver just runs straight down the sideline. Beautiful pass right there to LaMichael Gibson from Tyler Clark.
Well, officially, they're going to say it's between the 41 and the 40, the Governors. Jakari McClanahan, LaMichael Gibson, Morgan Guyman split to the right. Tucker Trent to the left. Tyler Clark, the quarterback, from the shotgun, rolls to his right, hands it off to DeMarcus Rogers on a draw play. Moves the ball to the 35-yard line, up to around the 34-yard line. They're going to officially say the 35-yard line. Gain of about 5, 10 minutes and counting. Here in the ball game, William Blount on top of Oak Ridge, 24-14. I'm sure Ricky Norris is listening to our broadcast tonight, the head basketball coach of the Wildcats. Of course, the Wildcats will be playing an alumni ball game coming up once again in November, and that we'll talk more about that next week when former Wildcat players and Lady Wildcats are all encouraged to play. Had the first ever one last year. Second down at about 5. Tyler Clark, a straight drop, a lot of pressure, rolls and wanted to run, faked it to his running back, DeMarcus Rogers. Had nobody open down the field, had to run the ball, and just got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up second down and about 5 yards to go. Down to 9:18 to play in the ball game. 24-14, William Blount on top of the Wildcats here in this one. Wildcats return home. The Wildcats have lost 2 straight ball games on the road. Wildcats down in this one by 10, 24-14, 9 minutes to play, but they're in Governor territory at the 35-yard line. Consistency has just been the problem with the Oak Ridge offense. They just make a big play here and can't finish a drive. Tyler Rolling looks, fires a pass. It's going to be caught by Morgan Guyman at the 25-yard line, and that is an Oak Ridge first down. Somebody had come free down the far sideline, but Tyler didn't see him, but he did deliver the pass complete to Morgan, and it's a first down.
You know, as long as he can get that kind of protection, he's going to complete passes. He had all day, didn't see any pressure at all, and finally found Morgan Guyman for a nice gain, another first down for the Wildcats.
First down 10. The ball's at the 24-yard line. Oak Ridge moving left to right here in the fourth quarter. 8.5 minutes to play. The Governors up by 10, 24-14. Thompson, LaMichael Gibson, and Guyman split to the left. Cam Caldwell to the right. Shotgun for Tyler Clark with DeMarcus in the backfield. He pumps it, gives it out to DeMarcus. 3 orange shirts, and he splits all 3 of them and moves the ball for a gain of about 5. He went through 3 orange shirts.
He did, and timed it just perfectly. He had 3 guys right there waiting on him, and he scoots through right in the middle of them. One of them ends up tripping him up, or he would have gone the distance.
Ball's at the Governor 20-yard line. The Wildcats inching their way down the field. Second down, a long 5 to go for a first. 7:56 to play in the ball game. William Blount Governors on top of Oak Ridge, 24-14. They've only beaten Oak Ridge twice ever in this series, back-to-back years, 06 and 07, trying to make it 3 in a row here tonight as the Wildcats work their play. The Wildcats have done a better job in holding on to their timeouts here in the second half. I think they have all 3 remaining. Second down, long 5. Tyler rolls to pass, has some guys in the middle of the field, throws 1-to-1. It's got touchdown Oak Ridge. Wildcats make the reception. LaMichael Gibson scores a touchdown for the Wildcats with 7:29 to play in the ball game.
Once again, Tyler Clark rolls out to his right, has all day, and throws a strike down there to LaMichael Gibson, who had broken free towards the Oak Ridge, toward the William Blount sideline. As now the ball game, we've got a 4-point game with the PAT forthcoming.
It'll be once again David Phillips to kick it. It'll be Ryan Wilson to hold it, and the Wildcats will get a late lineman onto the field, and it'll be Victor Conley to snap it. And the kick by David is up, and it's off to the left side. Now the Wildcats missed the extra point, and that's a big one because it makes it a 4-point game.
Absolutely, you got to score a touchdown now to win this ball game. Otherwise, you're thinking field goal, but tough miss there for the Wildcats.
I know you probably have held in your time as a former quarterback. The kicker's waiting there. You get a guy late onto the field. Does that kind of throw the rhythm off of?
I tell you what, through my career in boys club, middle school, high school, college, I got to do a little bit of everything. Nothing worse than holding for an extra point or field goal. I absolutely hate it. People don't realize how hard that is to catch the ball, put the ball down exactly in this one little spot, spin the laces all in just a matter of seconds. Very tough, very, very tough job, and very underrated.
Did you do that in college too?
I did. I hated it.
Okay, well, pretty clear. Scott didn't like that at all. But right now our score here after, 7:29 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge down 24-20. Mike?
That was a 70-yard drive of the Wildcats, Dave, by far and away the best offensive execution of the night, overcoming an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to score.
You know what I was talking about? Sometimes teams that haven't tasted the success of a victory sometimes kind of tend to lose at the end of ball games. And right now, we're right back in it, but the Wildcats will have to score another touchdown. Let's see how the William Blount offense responds. The ball is kicked into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. This was kind of a squib kick right down the middle of the field by Oak Ridge's Ryan Wilson, who, as we mentioned, David's got a little bit of a little fracture in his foot. And Ryan Wilson has taken over the kick duties under the tutelages of Coach Barry Saunders and Nick Suttles. It'll be William Blount, first down, 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 20. Of course, Nick is one of our guys. He helps Coach Saunders about every day. Goes up to practice at Blankenship Field and probably really actually assists Coach Saunders in his duties with the special teams. 24-20 William Blount. Their offense is on the field. First and 10. Handoff goes to the running back, and he doesn't get a whole lot of yardage initially, but then spins his way forward for a gain of about 4. The Wildcats down 24-20, lost last week at McMinn County High School in a similar game, similar score. 7:10 to play. Wildcats down 24-20, gain of 3 on the play. Second down, 7 yards to go.
I was just going, their PA guy does a really good job. Have you noticed that?
I have for many years, and he does an excellent job. And second down, 7 yards to go for the Governors. The ball at the 24. Handoff goes to the running back, breaks one tackle, scoots the ball forward to the 25. Had nothing to the left because Nathaniel Johnson was waiting for him. Went back to his right, where Adam Worth is tackled by, Jeffrey Card. maybe a yard, maybe 2 at most. It'll bring up 3rd down to 5. Really big play in the ball game, Scott.
Well, it is, and it seems like William Blount's kind of getting conservative here. They've really done a good job of throwing those little quick passes, and now, you know, they need to eat up a little clock, so I guess they feel like they need to run the ball, and it's not real effective. Now they've got almost a sure passing down here. Big play in this ball game.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. Ball's at the 25-yard line. He is going to pass. Feeling pressure from Harder. Fires the pass, and it's almost intercepted. The 20-yard, I agree with you. Number 11, David Irby. I agree with you. William Blount got really conservative on that, and they're going to give the ball right back to Oak Ridge. They probably should have just continued to do what had gotten them to this point. They got too conservative, and the Wildcats are going to get the ball back in good field position.
You know, you understand, you know, if they make a turnover down there, you know, Oak Ridge is going to have an easy opportunity to score. They just kind of got out of their game plan a little bit now, as Oak Ridge looks like they'll get fairly decent position on this punt.
4th down, about 5 yards to go. 6:02 to play. The Wildcats down 4, 24-20. Here's the kick. It's a low line drive. Going to bounce and going to be fielded by the Wildcats at the 40. That's LaMichael Gibson. He's hemmed in and tackled at the 41-yard line of the Wildcats. Then a flag comes in. We might have as Dylan Myrick comes in, and we'll see what the officials say. The Governors were celebrating once again, but might have either a late hit, a face mask. We'll have to see. The officials working the ball game, talking about it down at the 41-yard line, coming over to the sideline and say it is face mask against the Governors. So a lot of times you see that when the tackle is made in that area, and it didn't look like he spun around funny. Of course, the camera will show better on the replay, but that's a big break for the Wildcats as they walk the ball inside the 50.
Very big break, and now Oak Ridge has got great field position. Have to convert a touchdown in this situation.
5:52 to play in the ball game. The Wildcats trail 24-20, trying to snatch a victory away from the Governors. The Wildcats 3-3, 2-1 in region play. The Governors 0-6, and they are obviously haven't won a ball game in the region, but they lead in this one 24-20. 5:52 to play. Tyler Clark back in at quarterback. Aaron Kurzak, the center. Handoff goes to DeMarcus Rogers. Makes the cut up the field at the 40, at the 35. DeMarcus Rogers tackled at the 32-yard line. And the stop is made by Cole Whale. You can go back, you know, if Oak Ridge comes down the field and scores a touchdown right here, you can go back to that conservative play calling by the Governors on that last drive.
Yeah, it really killed them. And, you know, one thing, I mean, you hate to say this almost because Oak Ridge is going to take a score at any point, but you almost don't want them to score too early and leave too much time on the clock because this William Blount team has shown the propensity to move the ball at will.
Cam Caldwell to Michael Gibson. Morgan Guyman splitting out to the left. 5:26 to play in the game. 24-20, William Blount by 4. Tyler Clark, a low snap, rolls to his left to pass. Has two guys wide open in the middle, but now nobody's open. He now rolling to his right, back to his left. Got a block from Carson. Now back to his left he goes. Might want to run it. Throws the pass out of bounds. That time, Tyler just running for his life. Went to his right, to his left, to his right, to his left. And then nobody to throw to and threw it away, stopping the clock at 5:07 to play.
Well, I really like to see it. You cannot force it. You know, each down now becomes extremely critical. And Tyler running for his life and actually did a nice job of throwing the ball out of bounds, stops the clock. But Oak Ridge is, of course, in line to run another play.
Tremendous line blocking on that play, though. He had all night long, scrambled around, never got sacked, but never gained anything.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball's at the William Blount 32. 5:07 to play in the ball game. The Governors up 24-20. Clark once again will hand it to DeMarcus Rogers, trying to get around the end. The Wildcats are holding out there. They don't call it. DeMarcus is hemmed in and dropped. Back at the 39-yard line, it's a big loss. The stop is made by Caleb Elkins. Look, it took a little bit too long, and that time DeMarcus just could not get to the end there. And that's another example of one of those big plays that seems to happen at the wrong time for the Wildcats. It's a huge loss on the play. It'll bring up third down and about 16 yards to go. Scott, you getting cold here, putting your jacket on?
Well, just a little nippy. You know, it was actually kind of muggy, and then it just seemed like it just turned in an instant.
Single receiver split to the right, Thompson. Tyrus Henderson out to the right. The Wildcats have one other receiver as well. Tyler Clark, third down, about 16. We'll have to run it. Now fires a pass. Nice catch. Close to a first down. The catch is made by Morgan. No, it's Cam Caldwell who makes the catch. Cam has stepped his game up today as Caleb Elkins makes the stop, and it's right at the sticks. Might be about a half. He got a terrible spot. He's going to be about a yard short. It'll be 4th and a yard to go for a first. Tough play here. See if Coach Stevens uses one of his timeouts. He's done a pretty good job. He's got all 3 of them remaining. We're down to the 3:54 mark. Let's see if they use one. This is the most important play of the game. I think this is the time you do use one of your timeouts to make sure you got the right play.
Well, it is. And I tell you what, also, Coach Stevens can ask for a measurement. So that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to bring the chains out. I think it's clearly short, but that's the coaches can do that when it's, you know, somewhat of a mystery if it is a first down. So good job. It acts as a timeout to have those guys come out and measure. And
it saves one of their own timeouts, and it gives Coach Stevens an opportunity to talk to his offense. Tyler Clark at quarterback, and looks like Tucker and Jakari receivers. It is short. It's 4th down and a yard to go. The ball is at the 23-yard line. 3:54 to play in the ball game. 24-20. 4th down and a yard to go. Wildcats come in with Jeff Mason. He'll be in the I formation at fullback. DeMarcus is the tailback. Slot to the right. Receiver Tucker Trent to the right. Handoff goes to Marcus Rogers, trying to get wide. He does. Moves the ball to the 20, 15, 10, 5, into the end zone. Does he score? Touchdown, Oak Ridge. DeMarcus Rogers scores. And Oak Ridge takes the lead, 26-24. And with 3.5 minutes to play, the Wildcats have their first lead.
They really did, and I think we may have a coaching injury on the play. Coach Stevens, I watched him. He was jumping up and down, and he's limping over there, David. He, he's not getting any younger, and he may be hurt over there. But nice play, nice call, trying to get the first down, and DeMarcus scoots outside. Big play in this ball game, obviously.
Wildcats will go for the extra point. Here it is. It's on its way. It is no good. Wildcats partially blocked. And I don't think that was perhaps Ryan Wilson who missed that kick. Wildcats lead is 2, 26-24, 3:31 to play. The center back to Tim Youngkin. We'll be back with the Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds. Here comes Ryan Wilson's kick. It's going to be fielded at the 1, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 49-yard line. Well, the stop is made by the Wildcats kicker, Ryan Wilson. He makes the stop. Nice return. Great field position. And Zach Thomason was
return man.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Governors. The ball just shy of midfield. 3:22 to play. The Wildcats up by 2, 26-24. And the offense is on the field again for the Governors. Here's the snap. They'll throw it. And away they throw it. And there's a nice opportunity. The catch is made by number 22 for them, Robbie Irwin. But inadvertently, as LaMichael Gibson goes up to tackle him, he got him by the face mask and dragged him down, and that's going to be a penalty against the Wildcats.
You know, what do? You can't, that's not, and almost, that shouldn't be called a personal foul. That's just a tackle. You know, as he goes up, he passes the ball and comes out with his left hand and tries to drag him down. Just gets the face mask. Big penalty for the Wildcats.
They'll step it off here in a moment. Got some scores of interest. Farragut has defeated Bradley tonight, 44-13. Halls and Powell are tied 22-22. Ooltewah beats Heritage 52-6. Alcoa over CAK. You got a Marable score yet? A final? Obviously, Saudis over McMinn 14-3. Saudis for real. I mean, they're 5-1 coming in this. They're having a long conversation here. Marable's on top of West 16-7. Yeah, Marable continues to dodge bullets. We have a Henry County score from Middle Tennessee was 21-0. Coach Gaddis's team on top of the undefeated Brighton as they step off yardage against the Wildcats all the way down to the 38-yard line. 3:18 to play. The Wildcats on top 26-24. Once again, the offense is on the field for the Governors, 1st and 10.
You know, what we're looking at here, you know, the extra points may end up costing. Now, only thing that William Blount needs is to get in field goal position to win this ball game.
They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Oak Ridge 38. Little quick pass is complete to Baskins. He moves the ball to the 35-yard line before he is stopped by Harder and Hughes. It'll be a gain of about 3. It'll be second down and about 7 yards to go. The Wildcats have Charles Bailey in the ball game. The Wildcats have James Norman, David Irby, along with Hughes, Card, Harder, Nathaniel Johnson, Cameron Gregg, Tyler Clark, LaMichael Gibson, and Tay Harris. Second down.
They're going to have to hurry. They're going to have to hurry to get this play off.
Second down and about 6.5 yards to go. 2:40 to play. Here's the snap from the shotgun. Pumps once, in trouble, goes into the end zone. Pass is going to be incomplete. Right at the 10-yard line. Cam Gregg defending for the Wildcats.
Very nice. They ran that little quick play, and then they faked it, went deep, and the free safety just barely got over. Nice throw, but Cameron Gregg came over from his free safety position to prevent a almost sure touchdown.
Our camera personnel right on the spot. We have Taylor Lane. We also have, let's see, Connor Goldmeyer, Lucas Forstrom, and James Branson. Third down, 7 yards to go for the Governors. The original play has changed at the line of scrimmage. Working it on down, 2.5 minutes to play in the game. 26-24 the score, and timeout is asked for. Timeout called by the Governors. 26-24 Oak Ridge in the lead. Third down, 7 yards to go. The ball is just inside the Oak Ridge 35-yard line. Henry County on top, 42-0 over the undefeated Brighton. Coach Gaddis' team rolling tonight. Ball's at the 34-yard line, 2:29 to play in the game. 26-24 the score. Quarterback for the Governors didn't like what he saw at the line. The play has changed. Quarterback for them is number 15, Zach Owens. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Third down and 7, low snap, rolling. Pumps it across the way, pass is caught for a first down, and Tyler Clark blasts him at the 25-yard line, but they have got a first down with 2:25 to play at the 25-yard line.
You know, how big of a play was that? They had to have 7 yards for the first down. They had an inside receiver, looks like he had about 3 people on. The quarterback lobs one over one guy's head and then makes a nice play. Thank you very much to this gentleman who's bringing us drinks.
That's better than Mike does.
Absolutely.
First down, 10 yards to go. 2:24 to go here in the 2:24 to play in the ball game. The Wildcats up 26-24. Quarterback back to pass, setting up the screen. Here it is. Pass is caught. Breaks a tackle. He's at the 25. DeMarcus Rogers is going to tackle him, though. A nice play for DeMarcus. Then a flag goes down in the secondary back there.
Wow, have no idea what that could have been. Of course, there was a lot of linemen downfield, but the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, so I don't know if it's ineligible, but it is holding against. Wow, big penalty against the Governors.
And that'll cost them big time. 2:05
goal position too.
2:05 to play in the ball game. Oak Ridge in the lead, 26-24. And what has been an exciting ball game here at William Blount High School, and we expect another good one next week as the Wildcats are at home finally after 3 consecutive games on the road. The Wildcats take on Soddy Daisy next week at home. That'll be homecoming for Oak Ridge High School. Ball's walked back to the 33-yard line. It's still first down. First down in about, looks like about 17 yards to go. 2:05 to play in the ball game. Quarterback for them is number 15, Zach Owens. He rolls to his right, looks, there's number 1's wide open, and the pass is overthrown and incomplete. That might have been a touchdown. It was overthrown at the 10-yard line. That might have been 6, but the pass overthrown.
You know, it's easy to see up here. They had 2 receivers up top. The outside guy does an out route. The inside guy runs the flag. Wide open. The free safety had a hard time getting over there. Good throw. Could have been a touchdown, but definitely it would have had a first down and obviously would have brought them into field goal range as well.
They have the ball at the Oak Ridge 33-yard line. They're moving right to left here. As we look from the press box here, we're sitting at around the 47-yard line. The Governors are sitting right at the Oak Ridge 32, moving right to left, trailing 26-24 to Oak Ridge. They're going to pass again. Little screen pass is caught. Nice defensive play by the Wildcats, but he still breaks that tackle. Hughes almost made a nice play. They get the ball across the 30 to the 29. Hughes almost just made a great play through two blockers out there. He almost was able to stop him for a big loss. They don't get much anyway, and a timeout is asked for officially as I think there's an injured player out on the field. I don't see him.
I believe they called time. I think their coach called the timeout. I don't see a player. Absolutely, they did. So their start the clock and balls in play, 3rd and 14.
Ball's at the Oak Ridge 30. 90 seconds to play in the ball game. Once again, their quarterback, number 15, that's Zach Owens, looks over to the sideline. Precious time ticking down for the Governors. Only 1:20 to play here. 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Once again, Owens from the shotgun. Back to pass. Has time. Looks. Cranks it into the end zone. There's the man. Touchdown, William Blount. Breakdown in the Oak Ridge coverage. 1:08 to play, and Oak Ridge trails 30-26. And the Wildcats trailing with 1:08 to play in the ball game.
Unbelievable, David. The quarterback's got a lot of time back there, and they run a post pattern, and there is nobody at all in center field. Easy touchdown for the Governors, as you would think they would go for 2 here, but they're going to make I don't get that. You want to go for 2 here, but they're going to kick the extra point.
30-26, Governors on top. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. William Blount leads Oak Ridge 31-26, 1:08 to play.
You know, like I said, you know, they're up 5 here. They go for 2 and make it, puts them up 6. Oak Ridge has already missed 2 extra points, so, you know, if nothing else, you've got to hit. If Oak Ridge comes back, would have to hit the extra point to win this ball game. Why they didn't, don't have any idea.
You know, one thing, it's one of the more exciting ball games we've ever. 31-26 to score, 1:08 to play in the ball game. See if they're just going to pop it up and not give Oak Ridge any opportunity. The kicker's not very big at all. He's a little guy. Usually coaches like the squib kick right here. And here's a high pop. LaMichael's going to let it go out of bounds. The Wildcats will get it at the 35-yard line. Some pushing and shoving, nice and pops. Nice hit. My boy Matt Harvey just leveled somebody down there. One of his teammates got hit, and then Matt Harvey just leveled the guy.
You know, Matt's kind of lucky that wasn't that was almost after the whistle, so we may have gotten by with one. And you know, we have the option here to take the ball at the 35, and we're going to elect to back them up 5 yards and hoping for a big return.
They'll be kicking once again. Still no time off the clock. 1:08 to play in the game. The Wildcats trailing 31-26. William Blount trying to avoid an 0-7 start. They're 0-6 coming into this game. The Wildcats trying to go 3-1 in region play. The William Blount has been feisty and ready to play. The Wildcats have played to the very end here. The Wildcats have trailed most of the ball game till just a bit ago, and the mixed extra points have hurt them, but right now it's still just a 5-point game. William Blount to kick off. They're kicking right to left.
They're trying to find where DeMarcus is going to line up and definitely kick the ball away from DeMarcus.
They're going to kick it off to the right, and it is going to be fielded by DeMarcus at the 30. DeMarcus Rogers, 35 to the 40, to the 45-yard line, and he's tackled at around the 47. Pretty good field position for the Wildcats. 1:03 to play, and I think Oak Ridge has all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, I don't think they've used any, so I agree. I think they do have all their timeouts and possibly going to need them. 1 minute, 3 seconds left. Oak Ridge trailing 31-26.
Region 2 action here from William Blount High School. Next week we'll be at home against Soddy Daisy. Following week, Ooltewah, then Farragut. Here comes Oak Ridge to the line. Tucker Trent split to the far left. Wildcats Jakari McClanahan, senior to the right, along with Morgan Guyman. Lone running back is DeMarcus Rogers. Tyler at quarterback, and now Wildcats don't have the lineup. See, it's plays like that which have hurt the Wildcats. The Wildcats were unsure of themselves, and even though they got onto the field, they had to use one of their timeouts before running the play.
Well, I think generally, you know, that you call the play before the team even, you know, after everybody goes, the kick return team goes off, they huddle up, call the play. And one of the Ridgers was a little bit unsure what he was going to do, and Coach Steven Cezak calls timeout, burns one of their very crucial timeouts.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Wildcats, and let's see. You're right. Coach Stevens is limping across there. He kind of having trouble hobbling over there. He's kind of making his way over the sideline. He's got bad knees anyway. 38-year-old knees. You know, Scott, you and I are older than that, you know. But he played a little college football in North Carolina, and I think he hurt his knees there. Anyway, back to things here that are important. First down, 10 yards to go. for the Wildcats at their own 48-yard line, trailing 31-26. Minute 3 to play in the ball game. Tyler Clark from the shotgun. Double slot once again. Here comes pressure. They fire the pass. It's going to be incomplete. Man, I think the intended receiver was running before he caught it, because if he catches it, it's 6 points. It went right between his fingers. I think he was running before he caught it.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to adjust his route to get it better off after he catches it, but as he does it, the ball's a little bit high and goes right through his hands, and certainly like to have that to do over.
58.7 seconds to play in the game. 31-26, Oak Ridge trails. Here comes Jakari McClanahan and Morgan Guyman. DeMarcus Rogers splitting to the right. 2 guys out to the left side. Tucker Trent's one of those guys. Here's Tyler to pass. Has time. Pumps. Across the way. Pass is caught, I think, by Tucker Trent at the 38-yard line. And he does make the reception. Sliding on his back, Tucker Trent makes the catch with 50 seconds to play. 1st and 10 Wildcats at the Governor 38-yard line. Tucker drifts to his left. To the right, LaMichael Gibson, Jakari McClanahan, Morgan Guyman. In a slot to the left, DeMarcus Rogers. 47 seconds and counting. Tyler Clark to pass. Fires a pass. It's caught once again, I think, by Tucker at around the 25-yard line. It'll be another Oak Ridge first down. The Wildcats crisply moving the ball down the field. Tyler to Tucker for another first down. The ball's at the Governor 25-yard line. Here they come quickly to the line. 39 seconds to play. As soon as the chains are put down, the clock will start. Ball's at the 25-yard line. William Blount fans making noise. 38 seconds and counting. First down, 10 yards to go. Tyler Clark drops the pass, floats it down the way. Pass is caught on the sideline. Then a tackle is made. LaMichael Gibson at around the 10-yard line. Should be another Oak Ridge first down. If this is prevent, it's not preventing anything at all, because the Wildcats have crisply marched the ball inside the 15.
Where in the world is the Governor defense right here? The secondary is just, I mean, these guys are wide open.
First down, 10 yards to go, 28 seconds to play. Ball is inside the 15-yard line. Tyler Clark from the shotgun once again. 3 receivers to the right. No pressure at all on Tyler. Tyler's running. Tyler moves the ball. Tyler is tackled at around the 6-yard line. Coach Stevens is saying call timeout. There's 14 seconds on the clock here. 14.4 timeout Oak Ridge. Ball is at the Governor's 7-yard line. 14.4 seconds. William Blount right now on top, 31-26 over Oak Ridge.
Just definitely a nail biter. What an exciting game. And I don't know if you could see it from where, as Tyler was running the ball, I think he bobbled it for just a minute. So, you know, glad for Oak Ridge that he's able to retain possession of that ball. Can you imagine, you know, a fumble at that period would have been just devastating.
A lot of fun. If you are listening to our broadcast, you missed a good one. We've seen an exciting one here as the Wildcats down to 14.4 seconds. I believe they still have the 1 timeout left. Is that right?
Yes.
1 timeout as the Governors.
Unless we've missed something. I know they had to call timeout, you know, right before they started this series and then this one. So as far as I know, there's 2, so they've got 1 left.
Run the 7-yard line of the Governors. 2 receivers to the right. Tyler Clark, senior quarterback, has engineered the drive down the field here. 14.4 seconds. Aaron Kurzak, the center, will snap it back to him. Tyler's in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Tyler looks to run. He's got it wide open, smooth sailing. He gets to the 1-yard line. He is denied a touchdown. As the final seconds are ticking down, the Wildcats finally stop the clock with 2.2 seconds to play. The Wildcats have the ball at the 1-yard line. No timeouts left. It's going to come down to the final play of the ball game. There's 2.2 seconds on the clock. The ball is at the 1-yard line of the Governors.
You talking about going down to 1 play? They score here. It's you know, Oak Ridge wins. They don't. William Blount wins. What a very exciting conclusion to this ball game.
Coach Stevens, the offensive coordinator, out to talk to his offensive unit.
David, the Oak Ridge Wildcats have 6 plays in this drive, covering 52 yards. Excellent drive. What a ball game. Right down here to 2.2 seconds left.
How many yards passing do we have? Tyler is just litting it up.
Zach is looking at the statistics. The ball is really closer to maybe 1.5 yards away from the goal line. Final play of the game, I assume, 2.2 seconds unless there's a defensive penalty. Tyler Clark under center, I formation. DeMarcus is the tailback. 1.5 yards away from a win. Tyler Clark under center. Aaron Kurzak will sneak the ball forward, hit at the line, in the end zone. Does he score? No signal. No signal. What's the signal? Tell me the signal. Touchdown, Oak Ridge, and Oak Ridge wins. Oak Ridge wins. Oak Ridge has won. Tyler Clark sneaks it in, and the Wildcats avoid the loss. And Heartbreak City, baby, for the Governors. They lose it 32-31.
Wow, 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 wow. It's, you know, it's not the bad that everybody knows it's the last play of the game, but the referees take forever to decide what's going on. They end up, you know, of course, giving the touchdown signal. Oak Ridge comes out by the skin of their teeth with a 32-31 victory. Tough. I mean, I know that you know these guys are 0-7, I guess now, but you know you got to take your hats off to William Blount. They have fought and just couldn't come away with a victory. Oak Ridge, hey, they came out when they had to. Dominated the fourth quarter, and that's what Oak Ridge football is about. There, we've missed that this year.
Wildcats win it 32-31, the final score. Tyler Clark sneaks it in, and it was close. I mean, like Scott said, they waited and they waited. I was not doing that just for the dramatic effect. For those of you listening to the broadcast, they did not signal as the Wildcats win it.
David, with 1 minute and 8 seconds left, the Wildcats played 6 plays, 53 yards. What a tremendous drive, one of the best drives I've ever seen Oak Ridge in my life. That was a very outstanding, very exciting end to this regional contest.
And it's good to have a senior quarterback back there directing the show. You know, the Governors, you know, their secondary just went AWOL on that drive. The Wildcats just marched the ball up the field.
Well, they did the last 2 drives. You know, the Oak Ridge just threw the ball at will. You know, never did really get a whole lot going on the ground, but Tyler came out and, you know, I think LaMichael Gibson came up big, made a lot of big catches. Morgan Guyman made a lot of good catches. Tucker made some big catches right there at the end. You know, some of these receivers grew up tonight, and Tyler definitely had a very good game. Tyler grew up as well.
Second break here. The Wildcats win it 32-31. Send it back to Tim Youngkin. We'll come back and look at the scoring, the statistics. Wildcats win 32-31 over William Blount. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Back here at William Blount High School, tough loss. I look down at the Governors down there, just a tough loss. You know, they have struggled all year because of injuries. They're 0-6 coming into this game, and they came down to the final 2.2 seconds with that winning their first ball game. But the Wildcats prevail, and, you know, I'm happy for the Wildcats. Just, you know, great win. The Wildcats needed a win. They needed something positive to go their way. But you got to feel for the Governors. They're 0-7 now.
You know, you look at the way Oak Ridge celebrated after the game. This was a big game. You know, it came down to the very end, a very exciting game. And you know, hey, they made Oak Ridge made plays when they needed to make plays. You also, you know, the people up in the press box are just singing, you know, how in the world, after they scored that touchdown down there, did we not go for 2? If nothing else, you know, that ties it up, and we have to make the extra point there at the end with no timeout. I mean, excuse me, with no time left on the clock. And you know, William Blount's going to, you know, keep calling timeout after timeout to ice. But you know, exciting game, big victory for this Wildcat team. You know, hopefully they can build on this. And now the road certainly doesn't get any easier as, you know, a very, very good, maybe one of the best Saudi Daisy teams they've had in years comes to Blankenship Field.
That'll be next week. Mike, you've got the scoring summary of tonight's ball game.
Thank you, David. A very exciting game it was here on the 10th of October in 08. With 9:49 to go in the game, William Blount scored first after a 9-play, 78-yard drive. The quarterback for William Blount threw a 22-yard touchdown pass to Yusuf Baskin. The William Blount Governors went up 6-0. The kick was good. They went up 7-0. Then William Blount scored again with 1 minute and 49 seconds left in the first quarter. A 32-yard field goal by the Governors put the Governors up 10-0 in the first quarter, and that's the way the first quarter ended. William Blount 10, Oak Ridge nothing. But with 9:45 left in the second quarter, Tyler Clark drove all the way down to the 1-yard line where he snuck it in from 1 yard out. The Wildcats put 6 on the board. David Phillips' kick was good. The Wildcats only trailed 10-7. But with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second quarter, the William Blount Governors scored on a 68-yard touchdown pass, and it was 4th down and 8 when this happened. They put the Governors up 16-7. Extra point was good. The William Blount went up 17-7 over the Wildcats. But Tyler Clark came right back, drove the Wildcats again down to the 1-yard line, punched it in from 1 yard out. The score was 13-7. David Phillips' kick was good, and the Wildcats only trailed by 3 at the half, 17-14. Then there was, in the third quarter, it was strictly a defensive battle, no scoring whatsoever at all. So the score remained 17-14. Then one of the most exciting fourth quarters we've witnessed in a long time. With 11 minutes and 50 seconds into the fourth quarter, Dustin Owens ran a pass. He caught a 38-yard pass from Zach Witt to put the William Blount Governors up 23-14. The extra point was good, and the Governors led 24-14. Then Oak Ridge in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes and 29 seconds left. Tyler Clark threw a 21-yard touchdown pass to LaMichael Gibson. The Wildcats only trailed 20-24. David Phillips' kick was wide left, so that left the score at 24-20. Then, with 3 minutes and 31 seconds, DeMarcus Rogers scored from 23 yards out on a beautiful run to put the Wildcats up for the first time in the game, 26-24. The extra point again by David Phillips was no good, but the Wildcats were in the lead for the very first time. Didn't last very long, though. On the very next drive, William Blount Governors drove all the way down to the 30-yard line, where Zach Owens, the quarterback for William Blount, threw a 30-yard touchdown pass to Dalton Wheeler. The William Blount Governors went up 30-26. Their extra point was good. The Wildcats trailed 31-26. Then, with 2 seconds left on the clock, Tyler Clark and the Oak Ridge Wildcats drove all the way down to the 1.5-yard line, and the Wildcats scored 6 points. There was no extra point attempt. The Wildcats winning in a fantastic finish, 32-31.
See if Zach has the statistics complete. We'll pass the mic to him.
Yes, Tyler Clark tonight was 16-29 for 229 total yards, with the longest completion being 40 yards, which set up that first score drive. The entire offense tonight, hold on 1 second, entire offense today was 321 yards, with DeMarcus Rogers contributing 84 yards, and LaMichael Gibson contributing 75. On defense, we had hold on. On defense, Tyler Clark had 4 tackles, Nathaniel Johnson had 7, and Chris Harder had 6, which definitely helped out because Oak Ridge needed some big stops and got him a couple times. The kick returns also set the tone for the game with a couple outstanding runbacks by DeMarcus Rogers and Tyrus Henderson, is that right? Correct. And Tyrus Henderson. And that's about it.
Thanks a lot, Zach. Appreciate that. The final score of the ball game, Oak Ridge wins at 32-31. And appreciate Zach doing our stats tonight. Appreciate our camera personnel, Lucas Forstrom, Taylor Lane, Connor Goldmeyer, and James Branson. Appreciate Mike Sheehan spotting for Zach, and Scott Munger, of course. You made it through the William Blount ball game without getting punched.
You know, I went down the concession stand at halftime, and I must have had 10 people say, "Hey, where's your bodyguard?" or "Where's your helmet?" So yeah, that's funny.
Appreciate Nick Suttles as well. The next broadcast of Oak Ridge High School football will be this coming Friday. Thank goodness, back at the friendly confines of Blankenship Field. 7:30 kickoff. It's homecoming. It's the Oak Ridge Sports Hall of Fame as well. And the kickoff is 7:30. Oak Ridge and the Trojans of Soddy Daisy High School. For all the people I mentioned before, once again, our final score here on prepradio.com, Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15, and FM 91.3, the new WATO. Final score 32-31. Wildcats win. This is David Clary saying until next week, so long, everybody.